All right, welcome to the session, everyone. It is currently 7:12, so we're a few minutes late, but that's all right. If we recall, the last session ended with our group taking control of the Proteus, killing the captain who had been previously occupying it, after an invasion with some drones and an army of background noise. I don't know who that's coming from, but who cares? So, what do you do?
Well, we've got a few
You're
points
standing in life support.
Okay, talk to the cybernetic woman, find out her name, and yeah.
Okay, she tells you her name is Artemis, and her little, because some of you already knew that, and her Pegasus introduces herself as Flare.
Oh, cool.
So,
I asked Artemis, was she the one that originally took us out of these stasis pods?
She says that she did.
Great.
right.
Okay.
Captain.
Why? She looks at you indignantly and says, "Have you seen the state of this ship?"
I thank you so much. And
yes, it is very broken. Should we perhaps figure out how we're going to secure the pirate ship that we've recently disabled?
Captain, you were saying?
Okay, meta moment. Does this count as a relationship changing drastically because she was our enemy before, now she's our friend?
I suppose.
Sweet. Okay, level up on that front. Or how
experience
that works.
point. No one has enough to
experience
level up
point,
yet. Because everyone's just got wiped, as there was a level up at the end of last session.
Yep. Cool. So everyone gets one more experience point.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Also,
okay.
just remember, guys, since we did level up last time, you have to choose a new advancement.
I don't know
I'll
if
do
it
that
has
next.
to be a new one, but you can choose a new one, and there's
Yep,
usually good reason to.
Pretty sure that you can't use the same one twice.
Possible.
But it could be on the same skill.
Oh yeah, it could be the same class, but you can't.
Same.
I can't do another piloting causes reversal thing. I also need to choose my advancement for my actual skill. So
I think I've got a pretty good one. But
I ask Artemis, or if we can go back to the roleplay, I ask Artemis if she knows where Flurry Heart is.
She says that Flurry Heart was supposed to be aboard the Proteus.
Okay.
And she isn't.
Right. There's no way it could be on that pirate ship right now?
She doesn't know. She hasn't left the Proteus in a very long time.
Okay.
Really?
Huh. Good to know.
In 2 generations, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
No, not that long. She said that she's been here for maybe 30 years or so. And Captain, she could never get Collis to trust her enough to let her out of his sight.
Was Flurry Heart here 30 years ago, or did you not have access?
Flurry Heart was already gone 30 years ago.
Okay.
Well then.
She was hoping that Flurry Heart would still be here. That was part of the reason she came in the first place.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Quick side note, just so that I state it on the record, I'm going to make my new Starfare skill calibrations.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Sorry.
Okay, so I wrote up a bunch of things we could possibly do. So here's my order of priority right now. So talk to Artemis, check. Okay, stabilize orbit of the Proteus. Is that already done? Already done?
No, it is not already done.
Okay. All right. Let's do that next then.
Better question. Have we turned life support back on yet since we're here?
No.
Oh, let's do that first then. Okay. So turn on life support. Okay. Setting the stage. We just finished our big giant battle, and I'm like, Artemis, I'm so happy to be your friend. This is going to be great. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's turn on life support.
So who wants to patch up life support?
Oh gosh.
I know. Let's get Rocket to do it.
It doesn't have to do with the Omicron core, so I guess we're good.
Yeah, fine. I'm gonna fix this thing, guy, because I'm the best at fixing stuff.
Is it broken or is it just off?
They sabotaged it. It's running, but they sabotaged like all the vents and stuff, so it's not getting to the rest of the ship.
Wow, they're dumb.
Oh.
Can someone help Rocket?
I can't. I'm on this other ship.
I could.
Do it.
Should I try to help with interface? I can try that.
We're going to call the planet.
It's expertise,
before-
not interface.
Oh, expertise. Okay, someone with expertise. Want to help him?
I mean, does anybody else have plus 2 expertise?
I do.
I have don't I have skill I can use 1 7?
I only have a +0, so just
No.
any +1 person that's in the room with us.
Well, you, still,
I could help. I'll just think of it like surgery, right?
you still haven't figured out what my second spell will do. I mean, I have a
We
name
need-
for it.
I guess I'll give him an extra pair of hands.
Yes, we need you to use your steady hands, Bones.
You'd
I don't
laugh,
have any
but-
bones.
You laugh, but there's a Japanese comic where a surgeon does repair a supercomputer because he can.
Well, I've incurred some sort of penalty, but I have upgraded it to a partial success.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you mean to say you laugh, but that was actually used in a Star Trek film.
Okay, so-
I think Blackjack used it first, but go on.
So, you now have a partial success. So you're repairing life support.
2 partial
But it's going to take both of you several hours to do it, unfortunately.
Looks like, well, at least we still have 2 weeks before this thing crashes to the planet, so we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I have how to know you.
Okay, rum has been added to this Coke. Let's see what it tastes like.
I'm assuming we can't leave life support or go anywhere until that's completely fixed and oxygen starts flowing everywhere, right?
It's not the
what?
oxygen. There's already oxygen in most of the ship because each individual section has been sealed off. The problem is the heating.
Okay.
So any of you who aren't comfortable with the cold should stay here for the next few hours until they finish.
Wait, I'm a Pegasus. Can I handle the cold pretty well then?
Well, not the cold of space.
Oh,
Yeah, we're talking
okay.
like near absolute zero. Meanwhile, Vance is sitting in his nice warm heated
On
chair.
the plus side, if any of you liked pirate popsicles, there's a lot now available on your ship.
What about the slave?
Or slave popsicles.
So basically, what you're saying is we are unable to finish life support in time. to
Shoot,
save-
we have a bunch of pirates that are stuck in rooms all aboard the ship.
Unless someone wants to try to intervene in more, like, your repairs here will not be fast enough, so someone's going to have to do something else if you want to save everyone.
Well,
Well, I cannot do this. I'm repairing stuff.
I mean, unless you want me to try to use the thrusters on the back of the ship as a giant blowtorch.
They're already dying, like, right now. Like, everybody on the ship. Shoot. We were safe in creating repair bots until after we defeated the enemy, and
Yep.
dang it, we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
need
did
those.
not think of this.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I don't think any of us expected to have a +2 and, fail our 50-50 shot like we have for basically everything we've tried.
mhm.
Well, let's see. Can I help them at all? Yay!
Can multiple people help?
I don't see
Yes.
why not.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
as long as they're there, they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means 2 people could upgrade even a failure to a success.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because there's no other way to modify your.
all right, so you only have a partial success here. So what I'm going to say is your last minute intervention, you think of a way to heat the ship up, to heat the station up real fast and stop people from freezing to death. However, because this is sort of like a last minute desperate maneuver, you have to expend some valuable resource to do it, and you will have to tell me what that resource is.
I don't know what resources we have, guys.
I was thinking more like we managed to just barely keep it above freezing, so that like maybe 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. So they're not comfortable, but they can sort of survive for now. But even unless they're still going to have to be treated for hypothermia.
Oh, there we go. I just thought of it. The stasis cells in my sniper rifle that help keep the bullets from sort of exploding from adverse conditions, I had to use up all of those.
So that means your weapon, your shells could just fire in storage or something?
No, that means that if we experience like extreme heat or extreme shock, they could go off.
Okay.
Same
All
as any
right.
bullet same as any bullet in real life, by the way.
So I'm not sure exactly how you do that, but somehow you use those to speed up the repair process so that people will not freeze to death, both good and bad, all over the station. So you do that. You save everybody.
Star, I got an idea on that too. I'll just roll a percentage with a D100 and just call high or low. And if it's the opposite of that, then something goes off in like the case of the shuttle coming down hard or something.
All right. I mean, I'll remember it next time you're around something bad, and if you roll a partial or a failure, then I'll use it on you.
The idea of this game is compounding consequences.
Another thing I could think of is...
Well, it's already done, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's done.
So you didn't roll, VB. It was Larsis, so he got to decide. So, ship's now not going to kill anyone. The orbit is still decaying and everything, but congratulations. What do you do?
Okay, let's fix the orbital decay and kill any pirates we see on the way, and liberate any slaves we see on the way.
That sounds like I might need it on the ship.
Boy,
Maybe.
the part absolutely necessary.
Maybe not. Maybe they could just take them prisoner. But oh yeah, I put a constituency just in case. If the pirates are hostile, still kill them. If they're mildly hostile / disobedient, shove them into spare cryogenics. If they're obedient, promise not to enslave, and they promise not to enslave, hurt anyone, allow them to return to the planet below. Possibly some kind of probation. We'd have to figure that out. But yeah,
I would say just we'll hold them for now.
Yeah, because as it stands, I'm not transporting a bunch of prisoners.
okay.
We
I'm
still
just
need to get
wondering
onto
if
the
we'll
pirate
have like
ship.
an uprising on our hand really easily.
Yeah, the thing
I'm
is,
not sure where to store
if they
all these
uprise
guys.
in their separate compartments, if they're uprise on the frigate, they can easily overwhelm us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and definitely we
All
don't
right.
want to start dropping them off on the planet below. They have
Well-
no way to hold on to them.
We still have a few hours to finish life support.
You know what we could
So,
do is
as it well, are you? So let's just have. So you guys go to the bridge because I know you said that you were going to try to adjust to save the ship and stop
Yeah.
it from decaying and stuff.
I guess
Do you
that'll
want
be
to go to the
interface.
bridge or keep planning things here?
Do we run into any pirates on our way to the bridge?
Well, you have to tell me if you're staying here before I answer that question.
Well,
I-
so
I
first
just-
of all,
If you
I just
stay
need to
here,
know
you don't
if we're
find
gonna-
any pirates.
Rocket and the Doctor have to stay for a few hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, who else are going? The captain and who else?
Take up to the bridge.
Nobody that's staying.
Okay, so that's 2 people, Batch and Queen Petra. Okay. So just us 3 are going to the bridge.
Okay. So you go to the bridge. You don't find any pirates along the way. The bridge itself was a secure part of the ship, and the pirates were not able to access it. So you open the doors to the bridge, and you find it pristine. Like there's a thin layer of dust on all the consoles, but other than that, it looks like actually, well, not quite pristine because there is some damage to it. Like a couple panels have fallen in, and like sparks are blasting every now and then out of one of the consoles, but other than that, it doesn't look like it was looted. There's still like valuable like first aid kits mounted to the walls and fire extinguishers, and everything's where it should be.
Compared to the rest of
Mhm.
the ship, it's freaking cosmic
Yeah.
pack shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so we're going to oh shoot, we're going to adjust this.
Who's gonna roll the piloting to stop the orbit from decaying?
Well, I guess this looks like it's my
Oh,
job.
is it
Is this
it
metal?
piloting? Would it be metal or interface?
I was about to say, is that
Or could I use influence on my
no,
AI Simon to have him do it?
no. I don't like the idea of an AI flying this thing.
yeah? I was
Okay.
about to say is that considering it's so big, it might be a matter of much less fly by wire, more like here's the new coordinates, here's the delta V, make the adjustments computer. So I could see arguments.
I'm
for
gonna
both.
say this one. In this case, it's metal because not only you have to stop the orbit from decaying without ripping the ship apart because you're still stuck in the rings, right?
And not to
So
mention
it's a matter
Hmm.
of stop. This is a metal roll. Whoever does it, because you have to stop the orbit from decaying without also ripping yourself in half.
Okay, well then I guess I'll come and dock and make my way over.
Well, yeah, maybe you want to come and dock, and also let's just
Should we deal with the
breed-
pirate ship first
let's have
then?
faith pilot it.
The pirate ship has been dealt with. Let's stabilize this one.
The pirate
What
ship
do
are
you
going
guys
to do
think?
the repairs and fly away while we're busy with this.
Do
Well, the
we
thing is,
want to
no,
connect
they're-
Faith up to the ship and have her do all this metal checking and everything? Because I think she could do it much better than any of us could.
Fly who? Oh,
Faith, our Omicron core.
Oh.
Connect her to the Proteus.
Well, she could do that, but it was made to be piloted by a person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not to mention that the other ship is literally missing an engine. Like, it is... There are two... Did we just roll? Oh.
Why is the ship talking to us?
Okay, so I guess I'll come and dock then?
Yeah, go ahead and come and dock.
Okay,
Up here.
dock at the nearest...
I promise I won't say I told you so if the pirates fly away.
Again, they're spinning out... Stars said that...
Star specifically said they wouldn't be going anywhere for days, at the least.
They just pull another engine out of their ass.
You just got to get the spare engine out. It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone keeps a spare wheel in the back.
Yeah.
And the funny part is that since it's spinning, there's probably like a tilt-a-hurl on there.
I did roll an 11 out of that, so I don't think they'll be going anywhere.
I think it was a 13 actually, but yeah. Rolling expertise.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to roll, no, it's metal.
Yeah, sorry, metal. Yeah. Let me double check if there's anything that is worthwhile to add here. Okay. And rolling. There we go.
Phew.
All right, you stabilize the orbit without any further problems or sacrifices needed on your part.
That's a little anticlimactic, actually.
Thank Google. Oh gosh.
Hooray, we saved the ship, we're done.
Okay.
So-
Okay,
guys.
Google, stabilize the ship.
There's still slaves on the planet.
Okay.
Plus, we need to
All
start.
right. What was next on my list? Okay.
We need to start manufacturing and distributing nanophage.
Get sensors online or deal with the pirates and slaves on board the Proteus. What do you guys
I
think?
mean, I think we have a pretty good, could technically have a pretty good overview of the ship from the bridge, right? Like,
Oh, really? Do we?
Internal sensors have been physically destroyed, remember?
right. But
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
we can access. This is where we would get access to those sensors once they come back online.
Yeah, if they existed, you could use them from in here.
At the
How
very
long
least,
does
we
it
can use
take-
the comm system and basically make a PSA announcement.
I'm going to suggest that we do use our drone stockpile to take care of the pirates on the ship.
Okay. Um,
It would be really nice to have a crew to help us with repairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, which drone stockpile? The ones that shoot people? Or we don't have any repair drones, do we?
No, but we
think
have,
we have-
pirates who need fixing, and by fixing I mean put in the ground.
Yeah,
I think we
and
have ones that shoot people and ones
No,
that
this was
shoot
the big
people in a
debate.
large
Do we
number.
kill all the pirates or do we take them prisoner?
well, here's the thing: is that there's bound to be at least pockets of pure slaves. We can free those
Yeah.
first, and then use them to help get a bigger idea of what the hell the pirates are doing.
Okay, I feel
My
like we would need to get
recommendation is to
sensors
kill
online
as
to
little
even
as
see all those things, and then we could make
True.
decisions from there.
Yeah, but there's a difference between bringing them online and they've been physically destroyed.
Yeah, like we'd have to replace the microphones, so to speak.
Oh,
like-
and on every single part of the ship, we'd have to replace the microphone. There's no central spot.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll back the minutes here and go back to where Star said they have been physically destroyed. To take that to mean they've been physically destroyed.
Yeah, I thought physically destroyed in one spot. Like every single is this a Portal 2 thing where we destroyed every single microphone and every single camera that was around the ship? That kind of problem.
You would have to investigate that. You know that all the sensor the sensor lines to the central computer have been destroyed, but you don't know how many of the individual sensors are still there.
Okay, can I do an investigation on that then?
If you want to.
What would that be? Interface?
No, you're not actually using any of the ship systems. Expertise, I guess.
Expert. +0 on that. Anybody want to do that first?
Your expertise people are busy repairing the life support.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
worst case scenario, I don't get any new information. Okay, I'll
The
roll.
worst case scenario is we find information that's bad for us.
Oh, really? Shoot, I
Yeah.
hate rolling in this game. Okay, I'll risk it. Eh. Oh, sweet. Okay.
You learn how to fix it, but you also learn that there's reruns of I Love Lucy on every channel.
That just means you don't get a data point.
The only piece of entertainment media that survived was King of the Hill.
Oh gosh.
All right, so it looks like most of the ship's internal sensors are still there.
Great.
Individual sections are missing them, but it
Mhm.
looks like overall a lot of them are still there. It's just the damage to the central computer is what makes them no longer available to you.
Okay. I say let's go fix the central computer and dang it. Okay, sorry. We need a contingency plan. If we run into pirates, are we going to straight up murder them, or are we going to take them prisoner?
Well, do we have a brig on this ship?
Yeah.
Do we have a brig big enough for potentially thousands of prisoners?
Well, let's just hope that,
No.
that if you're one of the pirates, that we get found first, so we have a space and brig instead of in the airlock.
I'd rather not just commit a bunch of murders again.
Well, considering that these
Can we
guys
shove
have
them into
been
cryogenics?
systematically enslaving our entire crew, my
I
opinion is
know.
largely fuck them.
Okay, does everyone agree just to murder him?
Well, no, I mean,
No.
you could try to
Hey.
negotiate, but
In character, absolutely.
Okay. No, in character, yes, murder all the pirates.
In character, I object.
Okay, please.
That's
I
a big
really want to
doctor.
here. I would prefer that, and some good ideas on what we can do when we find the pirates. Just put them to sleep in some way. Shove them into a cryogenic pod. I don't know.
We have access to the Proteus. Do we have manufacturing capabilities?
they might have been looted, but I'm pretty sure that
The
these
Proteus once had manufacturing capabilities suited to build an entire colony when you arrived somewhere,
hmm
but it does not. Like how much it has now, you have no idea.
My point is, can we get drones that are equipped with non-lethal weapons?
Yeah. Should we go ahead and start making them? And would that take a few days? Because these pirates are going to be stuck in there starving and then hangry when they get out.
It will take a few days if you have your thing do it. If all the systems are still there and working, it could take a few hours on your ship or on the Proteus, but you don't know if they're even still there.
Okay, if we fix the sensors, will we be able to see if those things are still there?
I mean, if that section still has its internal cameras, you could look.
Okay.
what happened to the Internet of Things?
Okay, I say let's go fix the central computer and the sensors, and then we'll just kill any pirates that we see on the way if they cause any trouble. Or we'll see if we can avoid them, but if we run into them, until we have better ways to deal with them, I feel like that's all we can do.
Might I make a suggestion?
Okay?
We do have PA systems intact for large fleets of ships. We could also always make a large system-wide announcement saying that the pirates have been killed and destroyed. Your ship has been destabilized. Your captain's head is currently in a bajillion little pieces. Put down your weapons.
Cool. As the comm officer, should I be doing that?
Yeah, it seems like
You could also have Artemis do it, so it comes from a reliable source.
Oh, we could have Artemis do it, but I'm just not sure what message we would say that, like, just stay where you are and remain calm, I guess, and don't attack us.
I mean, like, the last thing we need is them to be surprised when you come up, open the door with the drones. For all they know, they might just throw up their hands if they knew that their captain's gone.
Good point. Okay. All right, so have Artemis talk to them, tell them to stand down, and if we come get them, we may liberate them, but if we have any resistance, you'll be killed on the spot. That kind of thing?
If it'll help minimize all that killing.
Yeah, that would be preferable. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me write this down. Okay. So we're gonna have Artemis tell everyone to stand down while we fix the ship, and if we just stand down if you see us, and as long as you don't put up a fight, you'll live, I guess.
You guess? She wants to know if you're promising to Are you promising them their lives or not? Because it's her word that's going to be on the line here.
Okay,
So you better
I
be
would
sure
like
about
to-
what you're promising them.
Okay. Let's see. Promise their lives if they stand down. It may take us a while to get everything up and ready to. Wait, just what do we do once they stand down? Like that's my biggest issue right now. Just take them down to the planet below. Is there?
Well, for the media
Another-
thing, we could always turn around to the slaves and say, "Hey, you guys mind watching these prisoners for us? Sure. Here's a gun." I thought that might be a little bit.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, as I said, I was like, this is gonna sound like a lot of dead prisoners, but I mean, at the very least, we can disarm them and just toss them a few K rations and say, "Hold tight."
Actually, yeah. Do we have enough food to do that?
Hey, if we're super sure that their ship is disabled,
For
we
the
could
immediate,
just hold them on their own ship.
well, I mean, there's presumably still a crew on that ship, but yeah, for the moment being, it's still spinning out,
Mm-hmm.
and there may be zero-G vomit in there.
Are we assuming they don't have gravity?
Well, to be totally fair, even if they did have artificial gravity, they still it would still be like on a spinning platform on Earth. You're still going to have some weird.
Not in Star Trek. Like,
Yeah, Star Trek has those
just-
inertial dampeners or whatever.
yeah,
And you
just
would
to let
need inertial dampeners to go at the speeds they go at.
Yeah, like every ship you've ever seen has been would not have, like, your character has ever seen has not experienced that.
Yeah. Only like catastrophic, eject.
Like, unless it's like the tower ships from the Expanse, which the gravity is created by the G-forces.
Yeah, that was more of a joke than anything else. But yeah, they're not.
So, what do you do?
Okay, I think there is the message we'll send out. Artemis, tell everyone, pirates, stand down, and if you do, your lives will be spared, but you will be temporary prisoners until we find a safe way to take you to the planet below. If you do not stand down, we will open fire. And we've already killed all your leaders and everything, so
I'd simplify
Avoid
that a
that.
lot. I'd just say stand down or you will be shot, and leave them sort of hanging on what else will happen to them.
Yeah, if you can give them let their mind some of the details, they probably. But you might want to write this down just so that we know exactly what you say.
stand down or you will be shot.
You should
that.
tell them that their leader is dead, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Your leader-
there you go. Open with that. Your leader has been killed.
your leader has been killed.
But by the way, I'm just picturing me giving this over the radio to whoever to you saying, "Okay, just tell her to say this." And goddammit, get
Just
in
get
there.
the cue cards out.
Yeah, goddammit, get it. Where'd the screw go? Did you see the screw? Well, anyway,
Okay,
tell
your leader
tell
has
that
been
they're
killed. Stand down or you will be shot. Okay, that sounds
Just
good.
imagining like we've accidentally pressed the button and all this planning is over the PA system.
I'm reminded of Anchorman. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Maybe if whoever is talking, if their influence roll is low enough, maybe that'll happen.
I was gonna say the main reason is that I've got a 2 in influence, which is why I was like,
Yeah, one of you, whoever's giving these instructions, because it's another character, instead of the NPC rolling, you're going to be rolling your influence for how good a job they do. So
I feel like it would be influencing.
Okay,
if
I
they
can
were
do
the ones
that. I
doing
have the
it,
best
so-
influence.
yeah,
so-
but it would be their influence, and they
Sure.
don't have any stats because they're an NPC.
Okay. Yeah. So we tell Artemis, here's what we say: your leader has been killed. Stand down, or you will be shot. Keep your weapons on the floor of your
All
ship,
right.
and be on standby, or just keep your weapons down. Yeah.
place the gun on the ground and back away slowly with your hands behind your head.
And relax. It'll be a long wait.
No, don't tell them to relax. Just tell them to back away slowly with their hands behind their head.
Yeah.
Better
Okay.
hope we be
yeah, good
merciful.
point.
All right, roll. Let's do
All
it.
right.
See how
Cool.
good a job she does.
Oh.
Okay, so she almost She seems to freak out a little bit, and you hear a little of the Royal Canterlot voice going on, maybe. But it seems like she gets her message across. She says everything you want her to say. And then she looks up and she's like, I hope I did good. I haven't done anything like that in a while.
Is the microphone off?
Yeah, she switched it off. Collis never really had me do anything. The only thing he ever had me do was kill people.
Okay, you did fine, Artemis. That's good. Actually, can Artemis just help us out and follow us places?
Sure.
She does. It's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, she does. She has a parrot and everything.
Okay, because she's free to do what she wants.
Be able to do a Canterlot whatever.
All right, we're just collecting robots.
Okay.
I like this plan.
So, all right, so let's go fix the computer that's connected to the sensors, and then from there we'll start manufacturing stuff to put everyone to sleep. Sounds good.
This is Luna.
She's a robot body. So you don't need magic to do the Royal Canterlot voice, you just need speakers.
Okay then.
Just so we're on the same page here with
What was
your
the name for Pegasus?
Flare.
Sir, Artemis and Flare.
Now, is this spelled flare, F-L-A-R-E, as in a signal flare, or flare, F-L-A-I-R, as in
Ric Flair.
A solar flare.
Or is
second
it
one.
Flare? Is it F-L-A-Y?
Oh,
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Okay, solar flare. Okay. All right, let's head down to the central computer to fix sensors.
Hey, are we done fixing life support yet?
Yes, life support is fixed.
yay.
Okay, let's meet up with them, and then we'll go to.
Rocket
sensors.
gives a glare at Artemis. Like,
So,
Okay, let's regroup. We're all together, right? Okay. And
does
then.
anyone have any injuries?
Oh, injuries.
Oh yeah, actually, I got shot in the leg.
Oh yeah, I probably did too. Something happened last time.
Just a flesh wound.
I've got
Well, I trust the characters to keep track of all that, so hopefully it's on your sheet.
Uh,
I actually like that you fall down an elevator shaft, and because you rolled so good, you get scrapes. Okay.
To be fair, it might not have been
Oh yeah,
full Earth gravity.
yours was like a minor wound. This sort of stuff that just
Yeah.
like heals on its own, if I remember.
It
Yeah.
could have easily just been a
Heals on its own in a few hours or in a few minutes with medical attention.
But Mom, it hurts.
They slap a band-aid on it.
I
Good
just
enough.
I imagined our robotic doctor just kissing it, but not with like their mouth, but have like a set of like lips to kiss the boo boo.
Oh, see, no, they slap a band-aid on you, and not even necessarily on the injury, just like on you.
Whoa.
They
And
do
it's
the-
like, okay, all better.
It's not so much a band-aid as artificial skin.
No. I actually
Put that in
wanted.
the wrong place.
I actually want an actual band-aid for this one.
I just don't want a bullet inside my leg anymore.
Is it in your leg? What?
Yeah, I got shot in the leg. I fought people.
What
I
level
did
of injury
soldier
is that?
Major injury. I mean, it'll get better in like a week, but
You probably want that bullet out of there.
Well,
yeah.
where is the is the nanophage manufactured in the infirmary?
No.
Wait, is the Proteus infirmary even stocked anymore?
Probably not. Basically, like anything that wasn't glued down is gone. So, like the big diagnostic equipment that they probably didn't understand. Oh man, that background noise is okay. I'm gonna watch whoever's doing that. Who is it? It's
I heard
stopped.
some music.
Not that. There was like constant like things rubbing together, and it's driving me insane. Okay. No, that's chewing.
Mm.
Okay. So anything like the large diagnostic equipment, like sort of MRI type stuff, is still there because that's huge, and they probably don't even understand how it works. But like medicine, bandage, sutures, all that kind of stuff is gone.
Okay. By the way, Star, I can hear your keyboard too, so.
I haven't typed anything in quite a while.
Well, then we're gonna blame the weather, which there's actually a storm going on here. So if I drop out, that's what caused it.
Let's see. I can tell you exactly the last time I typed something. Turns out it was 10 minutes ago at 7:39 p.m.
Yeah, okay. In any case, so the infirmary's empty, the mortuaries are empty. That means that well, that means that you got to take them back to the Alatha to fix them.
Yeah. If people are concerned about further injuries.
So God damn it, people! Literally every other group I'm in. Lars just want to join our call. It's just, I told you all, not after 9 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I feel kind of bad because I just did not do anything really risky last game.
So, Captain, we're going down to fix a computer, right?
Could have gone badly for piloting roles.
Yes, if we're not too injured, I'd love to.
The worst I got was some carpal tunnel.
That's good. Or, well,
Yeah, but
carpal
if you
tunnel's
had
annoying, but...
failed piloting while chasing after the pirate ship,
I would have laughed. So, should we grab Rocket to, work on the computer core?
So that's kind of as an electronic Mikmo.
Well, who's gonna do it? I don't care. Tell me who's doing it.
I mean, it
Computer first, I
It's
guess.
kind of my job, so.
Okay, is anyone helping? Well, I guess you can just roll and we'll see.
I'm about to do this time. Is it interface or expertise?
Expertise. You're fixing it. You're not actually using. Oh, baby.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna shake my head. I'm
Wait.
gonna roll to help with that.
Dude,
I'm sad.
okay. They actually did fail at the computer roll again?
Yes.
I'm gonna roll my eyes, and that's how that happens. By the way.
Okay, so right now it's a partial success. Is anyone else helping, or is that what we're sticking with?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any expertise on myself, so I don't think I could help you here. Influence maybe, but it's not a software
I guess
problem.
I could help. No, wait, no, my expertise is +0. Sorry, never mind.
Let's see what I have on mine.
I mean,
I have a +2.
am I going to help Raster? Am I doing medical things now, or?
Well, we're doing computer stuff first.
Right,
All right,
but
cool.
the idea is, am I there, or are we heading back to the Alatha?
Presumably you're heading back to the Alatha. Well, don't ask me. Tell me.
I'm not
phrase
asking
it-
you. I'm asking the
Okay.
group.
Okay.
The ship itself rolled this on my behalf.
Well, you as the medic can decide someone needs to be medicaled, but
Also, that was me
Well,
before. with
the thing is, it'll take a couple hours. I need to, if it's even if it'll take more than a couple hours because I also need to fix my own arm.
well, in that case, it appears that Batch and I have done things at the computer core.
Yes. So the computer
Things to
core is now up and running.
Sweet.
You have to pull out a whole bunch of spare parts. Fortunately enough, though the pirates stripped everything that was sitting on any shelves they could find, they did not know how your storage system worked. And so, like, all your crates of storage for the future shifts that were going to go through the ship are still pristine and untouched. So you're able to find the pieces you need in a storage crate down in somewhere, and bring them back up and replace all the interfaces that have been broken. And as you're doing the repair, you notice that this doesn't seem like a clumsy bit of sabotage. This seems like something someone did who knew exactly how your systems worked. They very carefully shorted out the perfect junctions to fry the internal sensors. This wasn't an accident. But you eventually repair the damage they did using replacement parts, and the internal computer reports that it's now fully operational again.
Woohoo! What can we see?
Where?
Let's have a breakdown of every single part of the ship. Is there any outstanding, horrible things going on that we can see on our
You told me
sensors?
roll interface.
Cool. All right, I will. Okay, interface. Cool.
Okay, you tell me. What do you see?
I see that the ship, while the ship is in terrible disrepair, there's nothing like horribly terrible we didn't know already going in, and that everything seems repairable. And there are several pockets of pirates we need to deal with, as well as some slaves.
Okay, and you get a data point relating to the internal state of your ship because that was a gather information roll, and you got a success.
Sweet. Okay. Oh, that's really good news. This is really good news, guys. Okay.
I would recommend we get to those former slaves and get them treated.
Yeah.
They're in bad shape, by the way.
Yep.
They
They're
don't
probably
have
very starving. So
systems.
now that we have our sensors online, I can
Very
have
long
Simon
time.
tell me where slaves are, and let's go rescue them. Wait, no. What else is on my to-do list?
Are there
Let's
any
see.
groups of slaves that aren't with pirates that we can just open the doors and let them out?
Yeah, let's kind of check that. Can we check that on the sensors?
Sure. You find one in the cargo bay, the same cargo bay you were in before. It
Mhm.
seems like all the pirates, save maybe one who's like locked himself in the security booth or the control booth, maybe, because the slaves weren't too happy with being slaves. Aside from him, there's no pirates in there.
Oh, wait, no pirates. Just
In the
that
cargo
section?
bay, there's
Okay, in
like
the cargo
40
bay.
slaves in there.
Okay, cool. Let's let's go get those slaves. And do we have technology to patch them up? I guess we'll worry about that once we get them.
We'll need to manufacture nanophage
Eventually.
as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'd kind of want to. How good are our manufacturing facilities? How broken are they?
A lot of it has been stripped for parts, but the big stuff is still there. So with a few days of repairs, you could probably get it working again at a reduced capacity.
All right.
I'm assuming we have food for all these people. Ponies.
There is ship sensors report food stores of the Proteus are at 0.
Oh.
It has all
that's-
been taken.
I bet the pirate ship has food.
Problematic.
There are some emergency rations in one of the cargo containers, though, that were meant to be
Okay.
used when you arrived at wherever.
All right, we're gonna open up those and feed them to the slaves when we find them. Okay. Any other things we should keep in mind as we're walking towards the slaves to help them out?
None
Former
that I can
slaves.
think of. I could probably stay in the bridge and kind of just keep an eye on the security cameras.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Five Nights at Freddy's this.
Lock yourself in.
Oh no, who puts the doors on batteries?
The batteries that reverse.
Okay. Do we
Actually-
arrive at the where the 40 slaves, is it former slaves are?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Fence.
All right. I guess I'm gonna give a big speech to the slaves, or well, let's get them some food first. Just like, hello, I'm Captain Charcoal. I'm sorry about all this fuss. You're no longer slaves. Just give us some time. We're gonna try to fix as much of this as possible, and let's get you all some food. Are any of you seriously injured?
A handful of them are.
Okay. We'll patch you up as soon as we are capable of. This ship does have technology to manufacture things to help everyone, but it could be a while before we get them online. So let's focus on immediate needs, feeding people, and
So we should get
yeah.
the most
And-
serious to the med bay on the Elathra.
Triage, basically.
Yeah.
Elathra.
Does this ship actually the computer core is up and running? The ship's internal comm should be working again, right?
hmm
That's how we
It
made
is.
the announcement to stand down.
Cool. I'm going to tell them all. I'm Comm Officer Bell. Route all your questions through me, and the most pertinent ones will get to the captain, and the other ones will be disseminated as necessary.
To the
Okay.
slaves?
Yeah,
All right.
because they're all former crew. They should know how all that stuff works and
Mhm.
what
So-
it is.
They do. But you
Are
can
they
tell
all
from the
former
patches
crew?
on their uniform. Well,
Or are some of them
Some were just
the
colonists,
descendants
right?
of former crew?
yeah, some of them are descendants of former crew, and the ones that are crew, their uniforms look like they were meant to be like on arrival type people. None of the people that you've seen
They
look
mostly
like they
be
were supposed to.
colonists, not
Yeah,
crew.
they're colonists, so they're
Yeah,
most
but-
of them aren't military. Many of them don't have like skills that are useful to a starship at
No,
all.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is that they would know how to use a comm system.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They
What is
I'm
this
just-
magical thing you call a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I handed them an iPhone, they'd have a pretty good idea on how to use it, right? Cool.
some of the ponies might not, but the humans all would.
Right. So I'd like to treat the most seriously injured on the Alatha. If any seem like they're in dire need of nanophage, we can manufacture single doses with the Omicron core.
Yeah, do we find anyone that has like absolute critical need for nanophage within the next 24 hours?
I
No.
imagine if they're that far along, the pirates would have just shot them and let them for dead.
Yeah, good point.
So
Yeah.
one of the slaves, sort of a younger looking woman, stumbles out, or mare actually, it's a pony, let's say, and she stumbles out from the crowd and looks up like in confusion, and asks how this happened. Like, wasn't she? This isn't our home. What? Why were we woken up? We were supposed to build Equestria. What are we doing here?
Okay. I give a short, like 5-minute explanation that I don't know all the details, but our ship got trapped in some kind of vortex and we couldn't get out at all. And so the last captain had people start building on the planet below, and then the people on the planet below kind of forgot what the ship was for, and then a group of slavers knocked into the ship and started enslaving ponies and people and looting it. And that's been the situation for the last 200 years. And we, the skeleton crew, group number 2, were able to be woken up recently by
We should probably ask Athena where the pirates came from.
Artemis?
Artemis, yes.
Okay.
That's going to be a truth-trust situation again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Athena, how's that parallel universe?
But yeah, I give that speech. Do I roll influence on that, or
Athena, how's the parallel?
informational?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Actually, yes. Let's see how loyal the crew. Let's see how well you've made them loyal to you.
Right,
Okay.
this is a crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athena would probably reply. The boat you have ordered to
A
be
skill zero
built
crew.
is almost finished.
Oh, great. They've
Okay.
all rock. Okay.
You
In this game.
you win them over. They're convinced. As much as they're unhappy, they're just so relieved to see the slavers beaten, and
Someone with answers.
grateful that you were the ones to do it. That they are now loyal to you.
Okay.
Right. Should I run?
Great.
Should I do like a patch up sort of general patch up roll for the most injured?
I guess sure you could roll it once.
I mean, I'll have to bring them to the Alatha, and they'll take time and whatever.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm not keeping track of that specifically, so just roll it. Like
I still need to repair myself, and I still need to work on Raster's character. But for now, we can suffer.
all right, you do excellently well, and you patch up
I am.
everyone who needs it.
The best doctor.
Even you cure their colds.
Even cure
Would
them
that
of their
be by,
hypochondria.
Meta moment. What do we call these freed slaves? Just crew?
I
Yeah.
think I would call them settlers just because it will.
Settlers? That's politically okay to say. Okay.
Refugees. Oh, wait, no.
What?
Okay, I don't know. Great. We're gonna
This
call them
isn't
settlers.
Israel.
Are-
It's
Are
okay
they
to call them
refugees or
settlers.
returnees?
They're refugees.
But they're
Okay.
returning to the ship.
No, they never left.
They never left the ship.
Damn it! As your press secretary, I demand that you stand down and get off my stage.
Okay, do we have quarters for any of these people? Like, I know the
Oh yeah, it had
Proteus
the
was
the
only
Proteus has like most of it is meant to be unoccupied, but it's also like basically it was constructed to sort of be the capital of your new like the Canterlot Castle of wherever you arrived. So while there aren't like a lot of quarters, there's only like 40 people here. So
Yeah, basically the idea is that when it landed, it would be the central hub of the new colony. It had all the manufacturing capabilities, the power generation capabilities to sustain the new settlement.
Okay,
Oh, man, you
I
guys-
ask shoot, who's manning the control booth again?
the pirate
Pilot?
who's in the
Looking at
control
cameras?
booth?
No, I'm in the bridge, manning the
Oh
security
yeah,
camera.
okay, Vance, you're at the bridge looking at the cameras. Okay, are there safe places where these people could stay? Quarters as we're trying to get things up and running and fixed.
Well, is there something I have to roll for, or?
Yeah, gather information.
Okay, and that would be interface.
Interface.
Assessment.
Okay.
I can't see the dice. What is it?
Partial success.
Partial success. All right. So you find places, not no data points, but you find somewhere you can send them that they'll be safe. It won't be comfortable. They'll have to like pull out sleeping bags on the floors of laboratories and stuff, but it'll be fun. They'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little linoleum never hurt anybody.
Okay.
And you're
Cool.
kind of glitching out on my end, voice-wise.
That's because he's away from his computer.
Okay. Well, that's if they're able, let's go ahead and take this 40-person crew, settlers, and take them somewhere a little bit more comfortable as we're trying to get things settled, and ask if any of them want to help. I guess sweep the area. I guess sweep the ship for any problems, or the other pirates. We haven't crossed any pirates yet, actually.
Well, because you've been
We
purposely
avoided
avoiding them.
discussions with the pirates.
True.
Didn't we say that there were some cases where the pirates and the slaves were kind of at a standoff, though? In their
Yeah.
I think that was the place we just were.
let's say is that if I was
That was specifically one of the areas we asked about where we could just deal with the colonists and not have to deal with the pirates.
right.
Mhm.
Well,
So now we get to deal with pirates.
Yeah. Do we want to spend a few days manufacturing something while they starve to death? No, that sounds like a bad idea.
I mean, if nothing else, there's probably intercom that you can use to communicate with them.
To deal with the pirates, I send in the Seattle Mariners.
I don't
There
know
was
enough
another
about.
terrorist attack in London.
hey, are any of the settlers unicorns?
Well, there's 40 people, so there's probably like 3 or 4 unicorns in that group.
Do any of them know how to teleport?
No. None of them are magical experts.
Do we have any artificial teleporters?
No. Well, yes, but those systems are no longer functioning.
Well, as I recall, we have 30% of our drones remaining. We could just open the doors and say, "Hey, pirates, stand down."
Yeah, I imagine that would give you a bonus.
Can we just start shoving pirates in stasis pods? Would that work? What do you guys think about that?
I don't know.
We don't have
Captain,
any
what do you think
pirate
of that?
prisoners yet.
I know, but just when we get them, because we're about to get a bunch of them.
Okay, somebody is. Oh,
That
that's
is
that.
that is your call, Captain.
Okay. I say we do, at least for now, and then we can always wake them up when we're in a position to put them on the planet below.
But I got an itchy trigger hoof. But okay, fine, whatever. It's your orders.
Okay, so yeah, let's start opening up pirate places one by
Oh,
one. And then...
I should have said something. Putting people into stasis requires a lot of resources on your part.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you have enough to put, like, you have enough spare to put, like, maybe 100 people in stasis ever, and then the system will never work again.
How many people
Oh.
are currently in stasis?
Thousands. It
Wait,
requires
not
nothing
tens of
to get.
thousands?
No, yeah, tens of thousands. Yes, that's
Okay,
still the same answer. It doesn't take much to revive someone from stasis, but putting someone in stasis requires some pretty exotic stuff that you don't have.
Right.
Oh.
You are trying to.
Exotic matter -3.
No, it's not exotic matter. It's just you were not equipped to make it.
Remember this. They are because freezing someone like that is technically killing them in a way that can be undone.
Well, Captain, I got another option. Why don't we shove them in escape pods and prevent them from launching?
Wait, can't we just shove them in escape pods and then won't those escape pods go to the planet below? I think that solves the
I think
problem.
before
really.
you
You
launching
want us to
people
be
at
escape
Freeport.
pods?
Are we just letting them go?
No, that's why I was saying we put them in escape pods because we don't know if we have access to a brig yet or not, but we know that we can do that.
You have a brig.
We
Yeah.
have
We have a brig? Cool.
Yeah.
How many people does the brig hold?
Maybe 100.
Yeah.
How many
think-
pirates are on board?
I don't. Someone will have to roll for that.
I mean, we can always say first 100 pirates don't get shot in the back of the head on sight.
So who wants to? I guess it's VB who's running the cameras. If you want to see what the pirate situation is,
Yeah. Okay. Just eyeball it. Interface.
interface again. Yeah. I hope you roll a failure. Oh, you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, you tell me, VB. How many pirates are there on your ship?
None.
no.
Is that what? Was that VB who said that?
No, it
No,
wouldn't be.
that was
Okay,
me,
so VB, tell me. None of you are VB. How many pirates are there?
Well, it looks like that. Well, most of the pirates that are on the ship have been killed. There are probably about 24 left in small pockets that are probably crapping their pants right now because they don't know where their captain
Okay,
is. They've just got their ass frozen off, and now they've been told that they're on a ship full of people who they just spent the last couple years enslaving. So they're not in a good place.
Cool. We'll stick them in the brig. Done.
Also, you get a data point.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
do. So
You got a data point about pirates. About pirates on your ship specifically.
This
Could be
one-
useful.
This one's name is Melvin. He wanted to grow up to be a dancer, but his mom
You
wouldn't
wanted to
let
grow
him.
up to be a scientist. but
No,
you
we're
can't.
not gonna have a repeat of the Tangled scene where all the bad guys tell you what the story
one of them has a
We
giant
have
head
the
fin that
missing
can
musical numbers. This is a game full of ponies, and obviously we need a musical number of like "Be Nice to All the Pirates" or something. And put them all in one spot.
We open one of the things and they try to sing their way out. Yo ho, yo ho, we're the Caribbean type pirates, not the slaving pirates.
Well,
Yar.
fine. Here's our cheat.
They're just internet pirates. That's what they are.
The term pirates is not well defined in his search. But no,
Fine. Here's our cheesy Disney style song. Congratulations, everyone.
oh god, now I want to
Wow.
see like a Yondu pony. Unicorn,
Okay,
obviously,
well,
but
let's go gather up those 24 pirates and put them in the brig, and then we get all their weapons. Like nothing remotely resembling a weapon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is there like an armory or security office on board that still has IMO in it?
Yes.
Like they didn't get everywhere on the ship yet.
Yeah, a lot of the armories were locked securely. Some of them, they like physically broke the doors down, but some of them managed to stay sealed, and those ones are still full.
Cool. I'm gonna seek one of them out after we've done dealing with the pirates.
Okay, well, who's going to be leading the pirate retrieval expedition because they can roll metal?
Metal.
Star, are you washing dishes?
I'm making a protein shake.
Ah,
I
Yeah,
might as well
I'll be
do
done
this,
mixing it in a second.
But can I calibrate the security systems just so I can look through them faster? Or no, actually, never mind that.
No, we're gonna have whoever's leading the expedition roll, and then if they fail, other people can come up with ways to help them.
Okay,
but
no, I meant more like.
they're
Just,
the person who's physically traveling around getting people.
okay.
I can help. I'll do that. I'm the captain.
All right, we'll then roll metal.
All right.
Okay, partial success. So, does someone want to help make that a full success? Somehow, and you can tell me
Please.
how.
Am I still on the Alatha?
You're helping people. You're treating of all the people.
Nobody?
Anyone?
Vance?
I mean, I am sitting at the.
Some of the pirates escape and take over part of the ship. Like, is someone gonna help you or what?
I mean, I can give him tech support.
Well, I presume that I'm still on the security system.
Yeah, you're on the camera, so you like forewarn me. Oh, hey, these people.
I mean, I was saying when I said Five Nights at Freddy's, I literally mean just kind of close the door on them.
What if I go with him and roll influence to try to forcefully tell them to stand down before we open the door?
Okay, sure, I'll let you try that. Okay, so you help him, but you're not quick enough for one of them, and so you end up getting shot.
Well, damn.
But it's a minor wound, so you can partial success. Is that enough to?
Nope, you suffer that exact damage.
Okay,
Cool.
so you suffer a minor wound as one of them like shoots you through the wing or something.
But you don't get a worse thing to happen. But you also don't.
Okay,
Cool.
so you get shot by someone. However, in the end, you manage to bring in just over a dozen pirates. The others
Wait.
fight you.
Do you still have those scrapes?
Oh,
Yeah.
the others fight us as in we kill them. The other 12.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Cool.
got scrapes and I have some disheveled feathers now.
Well, but that was already a minor wound, right?
Yeah, so it would be like first degree burn almost.
So does that mean that it gets upgraded to
It gets
what's
upgraded to a major wound.
Okay, so in that case, the gunshot wound was a little more serious than I initially thought. It still is in the wing, but maybe you like got a vein or something now, and so it's bleeding badly.
But you can still use it.
Yes, you can still use it, but you're bleeding everywhere now.
It chunked out.
Well, damn it.
Join
any way
the club.
to like cover it or like bandage it or something.
Well,
Tourniquets.
You could, if you want to try patch up, you could try to help him patch it up.
No tourniquets, gauze and tape is what we need here.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Would that be expertise or metal?
So did you also give him a debility then?
Patching up?
Not in this case. I would give him a debility if he left it untreated for too long, or the treatment roll was botched.
Yeah, a patch up
I don't
is
know.
expertise. By
I
the
feel
way.
like it just feels like bleeding out is more than a major wound.
Well, I didn't say bleeding out. I just said bleeding.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah.
think about more. You cut your hand on a saw blade and now it's going to bleed for a few hours.
Yeah, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to use because
Yeah,
it's kind
it
of
didn't
painful.
hit an artery. He's not going to bleed out and die. Otherwise, that'd be a higher level wound,
Yeah,
and possibly a debility as well.
it's a flesh wound, but a nasty flesh wound.
So you about a dozen pirates are saved and put into the brig, and the other dozen are killed fighting
Okay,
or
we have all
trying
the
to escape.
weapons. The other pirates don't have anything. And
Yeah, the other pirates are dead,
we'll
except
give
for the
them
ones
some
on their ship,
food
which are
and
fine.
Be relatively nice to them, but just still sturdy glances and stuff. But yeah, humanely, equinely. I don't know. Cool.
Civilly.
Civilly. That's a good word. Cool. Okay. All right. Well, what else is left on my to-do list? Okay, so we have.
Oh, hey,
wait.
we get an experience point for an injury is sustained.
Oh,
Yay.
sweet.
Okay.
So now
That's my
we're at
advancement.
2
I'm glad I
experience
can
points
help.
this session.
What a
already.
lame
Awesome.
advancement
I
condition.
know. I know, but
An injury is sustained. Oh, you mean any role-playing game ever?
don't look at me. It was on the list.
Hey, unless you're choosing diplomacy, playing diplomacy that one game.
Okay, so I am from now on. If anyone chooses that one again, I'm gonna upgrade. It's got to be a debility. It's got to be a serious injury from now on. No, I'm not gonna count it in the future if it's like a flesh wound. It's gonna have to be a serious injury.
No,
It's like, oh no, it's like, oh no, I hit my foot on the wall.
Yeah, I shoot myself in the arm. Not even that, because it could be a minor wound. Like I cut myself and rub lemons into it. Oh no! Experience point.
I mean,
give
it's
it-
only an experience point per session.
Still.
What's it?
I stubbed my toe on the way to the bathroom.
I take a vaccine. Oh no, I've been stabbed with a really tiny needle.
I wouldn't count that as an injury.
Okay.
It broke skin.
Well,
It requires a band-aid.
Okay,
It doesn't
so
go on the
Captain,
injury stuff, though.
So Captain,
next.
what's next?
next on my to-do list was to wake up skeleton crew number 3 because they would give us the most help on this. And if we were already planning on waking up Flurry Heart before, I'd say we need all the help we can get. So
Okay, forewarning you, that is directly against your orders.
Oh wait, what?
You
What?
are not supposed to wake up your next crew until you are done serving and are going into stasis. So I'm not saying you don't have the you have the authority to do it, but that is directly counter to your orders.
It's a
Um,
little.
I feel like our orders
I
are
think,
little.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, a
do
lot
they-
of stuff has happened.
Yeah, I imagine did they have like orders for near catastrophic mission failure?
Presumably, the previous captain would have carried those out if we did.
Well,
Wait, was that the stupid
basically-
reason the last captain didn't wake us up?
Basically, like your orders are to continue to continue trying to pursue your original mission at all costs, and unless unless it seemed like accomplishing that was impossible, you were supposed to make any sacrifice short of Flurry Heart herself to accomplish your mission. It seems
Okay.
your predecessor followed that order.
Well,
And
Flurry's
look
not
where it
there
got us.
anymore, so
Okay.
it's-
Actually, wait a minute. We have the computers online. I want to find out any more information about this previous captain. Why didn't he activate the Omicron Core / wake Flurry Heart / wake the next crew? Like, I want to know the details of that.
Okay, so you turn it on and you discover that most of the log files have been intentionally deleted. They are not present. It appears your predecessor has intentionally destroyed them.
Hey,
However,
Faith, can you recover anything?
Faith tells you that the disks physically containing the information. Actually, no, she doesn't. She's not interfaced on the ship. She says, "Oh, I'd love to, but I have to be interfaced with I have to be connected with fiber to the Proteus to do that."
Okay,
She
let's
doesn't tell you anything.
Let's get Faith connected up to the Proteus because that was also on my tube.
Okay, someone roll for that then.
Rocket.
I'm gonna get my rescue roll ready.
Rocket. Wait. Can I help with interface, or is that only expertise?
This is expertise. This is not
Okay.
an interface roll.
Rocket. Running joke.
I'm not there to help this time.
Running joke.
It's
Come on, Ratchet, you can do
Rock,
Is he
Rocket-
here?
I know. I think
Yeah,
last I heard he's
I
retrained
mean,
the life support system, but I think we've had
So
enough time.
do it then.
Running joke.
He does have a data point.
Woohoo! He didn't roll.
He
a
could
failure.
upgrade that to a full success with his data point.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do.
So when did you gain a data point? Oh, you studied the manual, didn't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend that data point, and it's a good thing you did because you almost broke another one of these interface cable things.
With a partial success?
He still would have succeeded, but he would have broken the last spare. But fortunately, you don't, because at the last second you remember that they aren't supposed to be plugged into high voltage, and you instead connect it to the data port, and congratulations. You have
Bye,
successfully interfaced Faith with the Proteus. She sort of it slides the core into this mounting hardware, so it's like partially swallowed by the wall, and only the front face of it is exposed anymore, and all of the interface stuff is hidden away.
Hope the statue's not on the left anymore.
Bye, Miquan, at that point. You serve me well.
She says she will not mourn your passing.
Wait. What?
Wow.
Cold.
Well, to be technically fair,
What?
he hasn't passed yet.
She says, "Oh, but he will eventually. I can wait."
Wow.
Maybe
My
waking this.
This
passing?
is what happens when you wake up an Omicron core shouting that the world is over.
So who did the AI say that to?
You
Me, exactly, like me specifically?
like Rocket Sprocket specifically.
Yeah, that's mean. I thought we were friends.
She says, "Friends don't short circuit friends."
I think that was like
Hey,
3 times in a row too.
It was a mistake.
No, it was 2 times in a row. Then the third time you had to have someone else step in to stop it.
So,
Okay,
That's
so
done.
now we can
So now what?
Ask Faith if she can do any data recovery on any deleted files. or anything?
So she says that ordinarily a deleted file still exists in system. It's just been removed from lookup tables from any of the storage media. However, one of the data disks has been physically removed. Unfortunately, I cannot recover files on a disk that is no longer present.
Oh yeah, because it's on the planet and we read it already.
Wait, that one?
She doesn't know.
The library that we were at?
It's possible. She doesn't know.
Okay.
She wasn't in the library. She can't tell you what was in there.
Okay. Okay. Meta moment again. Me as a character, I really want to wake up the next crew. But Starscribe, would that be really annoying for you as a DM? Like, don't bother.
You'd essentially have another group of what are supposed to be player characters running around.
Yeah, that's like if
you already have 40 people. If you want a crew, use them.
True, but they don't know the ship as well as we do. They don't and also here my ultimate plan is I want ship crew number 3 in charge of the Proteus while we deal with anything else. Deal with that pirate ship. Deal with investigating exotic matter, and then dealing with everything going on the surface. Because now that the local warlord is gone, they need a new system of government's going to happen, and we would be in charge of that.
Yeah, we do also need to inform Freeport of what the hell's going on at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
I was about to say that at least
that pirate
one of the
ship at
guys
some point,
that we
too.
had, Mark, was in fact
Mark.
trained.
Hey, Mark.
So we could presumably find some of the old crew members from that were woken up on the planet itself and say, "Hey, would you like to come get 3 squares a day and all that?"
3
We could do
squares
that.
of electricity?
No, the term's 3 squares, but 3 square meals. 3
Right.
hots in a cot.
But they'd all be synthetic people.
That'd be fine.
So they still have some
and
people who were had their nanophage still alive. So I mean,
It's been 600 years.
Those were descendants of people. There are no organic original crew members
Oh,
found
okay,
there,
okay. Well,
except
then.
maybe recently sold slaves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, by the way, Starscribe, there's 4 crews in total, right? There was 4 skeleton crews.
3.
Oh, there are only 3?
Yes. You'd be waking the final crew.
I thought there was
How
one
long
that
are
was.
we going to be crew?
I thought there was one that was supposed to be redundant, but okay.
No, there's no redundancy
aside
on
from
this.
them being supposed to be like player characters almost, but I think it's a little moot or whatever
Little moot.
Yeah, I mean,
is.
Okay.
I can see justifying it that we have gotten to a better place right now, and it's not like a red letter critical mission failure. We can, if nothing else goes wrong, we could easily repair the ship and get on our way.
Good point. I just
Not without Flurry Heart there.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's not like we're like about to horribly die. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. There was a moment I was about to wake up Flurry Heart herself, and I feel like before I'd wake up Flurry Heart, I'd wake up Skeleton Crew number 3 and be like, "We're going to stay here just to let you know. Here's the situation." Because
Yeah.
what's the point in waking them up afterwards? Okay,
I know.
so-
Yeah. Let's see if we can use this. Okay, Google, find Flurry Heart.
Oh yeah. Let's check that.
Just
Yeah, ask Faith. Any more information about Flurry Heart? Anything?
Faith
there
says, or do I get to say? Okay. Faith says that now that she's been interfaced with the Proteus, she has access to the Proteus's tracking system. As you may be aware, there were 2 frigates docked on the Proteus, not 1. The second frigate is returning a positive tracking signal approximately 15 light years back towards Equestria.
Are they on our way here or back to Equestria?
They are not moving.
They're not moving. Oh,
They have not been
15 or
moving. They have not moved in over a century.
Wow.
Did you say 15 or 50?
15.
Okay.
15
light
from
years.
Equestria. How?
No,
how far-
from your present position.
Oh,
15 light years back down the highway towards Equestria.
oh.
I think we
Okay.
have our next.
so
next-
Artemis. Where did these pirates come from? Are they descendants of the crew as well?
No,
Hmm.
they're not.
What? Yeah, let's get some details on this. Okay.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. We did leave a light space highway behind us. It's not like we needed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So more information on the pirates then.
Because Artemis has been in their family for 4 generations.
She says she says that's about right. She's forgotten the specifics. It all blurs together. One pirate is much like another.
Is she still wearing that environmental suit?
Yes.
Why are you
Actually,
wearing an environmental
Artemis,
suit?
when I was talking to Captain Collis, like right before the big battle rolled out, he was under the impression Equestria was dead or something. Is there any evidence of that?
Yes.
Oh. Well, can you tell me that story?
I can tell you what I know about it. Something came through to Equestria from the Earth side. I don't know what it was, as I was not there at the time. But I know that stations in the Equestrian system stopped responding one after another, and eventually the Equestrian star itself went out. No ship that has ever attempted to re-enter the Equestrian system has returned.
Wow.
This was the end of the Empire. The end of the peaceful period before whatever you call when we live in now.
And that was a millennia ago, or no?
How long ago was
800
that? 500 years?
So, how long have you guys been traveling total?
It's 1,000 years since we left Equestria.
Okay. So, she says that it's been at least 4 centuries.
I guess we left just in time.
Yeah.
Crap.
On our scale, yeah.
Well then, I guess add that to the list of future things for us to have to deal with. And for now, what else do we need to do right here?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are you planning on dealing with a cosmic horror?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll get my goldfish right on. I'll get my goldfish right on it.
She says that there are many stories going around that if anyone could ever find an alicorn, that they could deal with it. But everyone knows all the alicorns were on Earth, and no one's been able to reach the human side since Equestria fell.
We had one of those alicorn things.
I know. That's why I came out here. Why do you think I'm here?
So have you ever seen this other frigate?
She says that she wanted to investigate it, but the jackals would never let her get far enough away.
Well,
Was the Jackals the name of the pirates group?
Yes. She says that they call themselves the Jackals of the Void. There are 2 types of scavengers. There's vultures that cannibalize dead ships, and there's jackals who find the dying and rip them apart.
Very
This universe is a very
pirates.
cheery place now.
well then, Captain, what should we do next?
Okay, sorry. Faith, odd question. How long and how difficult would it be to create another Omicron core?
It would be completely impossible.
Absolutely impossible?
Well, for you,
Given a century, given 2 centuries.
given many centuries, it could be done. Fabrication of Omicron cores requires incredibly high energetic matter. The only way all Omicron cores were fabricated at the Luna 7 Research Center using resources from Earth's antimatter reactor. Without similar equipment, it would be impossible.
Okay.
Is there any way for Faith to still interface with the frigate from the Proteus?
She says we have the communication systems. We can send them a message, but there's nothing. She cannot control any of their systems.
Would it take 15 years for the message to get there?
No.
Oh.
They use entanglement communication with the Proteus. They can communicate instantaneously.
Okay.
What about the Alatha?
Same thing. It has similar communicators on it. So she cannot control any of its systems, but she can communicate with it.
Okay. Yeah, let's. Shoot, I just realized something. What if this last captain we had, I forget his name, Captain Taylor?
Andrews.
Andrews. Perhaps he knew something about this enemy that was coming, and he like sent out Flurry Heart, and then he erased all memory of it. So even if this unknown enemy captured this ship, like she would still be safe. And by contacting her, we're messing that up in some way. Huh.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that if you're to try to hide something from someone, that you would make sure that all records of it ever having existed would be expunged, and then try and. See, it would be so helpful if he had left a note for us.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some note. Wait, where is... He's not alive since he was... That was several hundred years ago. Is there a grave or something? Did he write any books? I don't know.
I think we'd have to go back to the planet to find out that.
Yeah, we would. Okay.
I mean, well, we have Mark.
I mean, functionally, we do have unlimited cash now.
True. We do have unlimited cash, but we are about to topple an economy,
the worst economy ever.
Government with that amount of money.
I mean, again, we already did kind of remove the big stick hanging over their heads.
So we do need to do that.
Also, they really want our technology. Like,
well, yeah, of course, but we may be the only.
Bringing it there is putting ourselves in danger. Like, flying there is putting ourselves in danger because they want the technology of our shuttle.
Huh.
Now, there's a ceasefire around the city, but.
Well, it seems like the pirates themselves would be the only ones to really do that.
I don't think it was pirates who were following us last time, was it?
Not necessarily. We did figure out who
Not
it was.
explicitly, and you got away from them. I mean, out here, like, everyone's a little bit of a pirate, right?
Sure, but I mean, it wasn't like this group that we were just fighting, necessarily.
I mean...
Yeah, there was nothing you saw to directly connect them, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, we did show up in the middle of the worst part of town, basically, in rims, basically.
So here's a better question: we have all that junk gear that we bought from them there. Do we have any containers with like low-level working gear, like iPods and stuff?
Most of that has been stripped. There is one source of that. You could open up the canisters of colonist personal possessions and steal them.
Don't feel like recommending that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a dick move.
Yeah.
I would still like to recommend that we start manufacturing nanophage.
Yeah, let's do that. We're going to need a lot of nanophage.
Actually, there we go. There is a source of unlimited income.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Even if we release one canister a month, that'd be... Or a week.
We'll figure out some
exact
method
numbers,
that will benefit the people who are suffering.
Cool.
Yes.
What do we need to repair the manufacturing facilities on this ship?
A couple days worth of time. The spare parts are all there. Although, I mean, everything you do, you're sort of cannibalizing your future colonial efforts here. But the spare parts are all aboard to replace and get your manufacturing working again.
Could we get the parts if we go and gather more materials from the planet?
It'll be a lot slower.
Yeah. We also now that we have a somewhat working ship with the Omicron core controlling it, we should probably deal with the pirates.
But what do you mean? They're already dealt with.
Well, they're in a.
Oh, the other pirates. Oh,
the ship full of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, can we hail them?
Yeah. Can we communicate with them at all?
Sure. You have communication systems, and you know the sort of laser thing everyone's using to talk in the future.
Yeah,
so.
So
does this mean I have to roll?
communications?
You don't have to roll yet. So you hail them, and you get the screen. They don't have video, but they do have voice. And this angry voice answers and says, "What the hell's been taking you so long, Collis? Have you looked out your damn window? We're still spinning out here."
Captain, I got this. Well,
Hey, Artemis.
unfortunately,
Well, it's not
Collis
knowing you.
can't come to the phone right now on account of being on account of severe head trauma. As in, he no longer has a head.
Who was it? Was it Maris? Was it you, Nero? Is that your voice I'm hearing?
This
What damn
is
fool did it?
This is Communications Officer Tubular Bell of the ship you've been tearing apart.
There's silence on the other end. And you can hear like panicked whispering in the background. Finally, they come up and a different voice answers and says, "What do you want?"
Well, we would like for you to stand down peacefully, or else we can show you what else our ship can target of yours.
They say, "The jackals will come for you after what you've done. You think Collis is the only one? You killed the warlord's son."
Oh, his father's still alive. That's interesting.
Hmm.
You could have told us that, Artemis.
I feel like
Artemis just
I know
shrugs.
I'd make a comment about how poorly he raised his son, but I'll let you do that.
Well, it's his father's ship. Well, it's our ship, but his father was the one who claimed the ship.
Yeah. By the way, just so you know, in character, I'm muting the microphone in between these while I see if the captain wants me to say anything.
Shoot, I don't know what to do for these guys because
Do you want me to try intimidating them more? Or do you want to deal, or how do you want to handle this?
I honestly have no idea. Like, we want him to stand down, and if Flora on that ship, odd, rare chance that she is, we want to make sure that we get her off safely, because that is
cool.
basically a hostage they have. Though they may not know they even have her, if they do.
All right, cool. I got this.
Okay.
I got you, fam.
Well, let them come. We'll do the same thing that we did to them that we did to you. That's not a problem. We've got guns and we know how to use them. So here's the better question. There's a particular pony we're looking for. Have you seen her?
Seen who? There were a few ponies on board. Which one do you want?
She has both an own and
you can have any of the. You can have any of them.
She's trapped in a diamond.
The shiny one.
I don't.
What?
The only metal pony I ever saw was Flare.
Not particularly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more of one encased in sort of a crystalline structure, like diamond or something. Have you seen that one?
Of course not.
You can roll your influence, and no one can help you. Partial success. Okay.
That's good.
And if
So
yes, don't they have a data point about pirate that they could use? Maybe?
Does that count as assessment?
It's not an assessment. You're trying to change their minds. You're trying to convince them to reveal what they know. Okay, so someone else says, "Well, there's that one in the Warlord's Palace," and then you hear like a gunshot.
Oh,
and then the same voice says, "I've never seen anything like that."
Well, excellent. Anyway, you guys are boring
Artemis,
me.
you've never been in the Warlord's Palace?
You guys are boring me. Have fun, and then I'm going to cut the comms.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
So Artemis says that she's never been in the palace. She's never even been on their homeworld before. They won't let her. You
But
have
you
to
know
be.
where it is.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
It's not far.
And if anyone on the crew is wondering why I talk to them that way, it's really fun making it seem like I'm really bored with dealing with them.
I mean,
Okay.
I think that was probably one of the best scenes so far.
Yeah, no. No, out of character. The point is that my character is making it seem like he's bored with dealing with them. It's like they're so far below him that they have every right to be afraid, and he's just gonna let them stew in that.
We still haven't decided what to do with them.
Yeah, you told them to stand down, but never really like extracted any sort of promises or anything from them.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna let them stew in that for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna call them back.
Okay. The same guy answers and says, what is this about? Stop wasting our time. We have a ship to repair."
Hmm. Well, you said that you have ponies on there, and that we could have any of them that we want. We want all of them.
There's a moment of silence and says, and eventually the speaker says, 200 grams a head, at least. These are skilled sailors.
The 200 grams. No. Any slaves you have, we want them. We don't care about the rest of you.
Wait, the slaves?
Yeah,
Do they have
unless
slaves?
unless you want to stay over there spinning around in circles forever.
They say that they might have a few slaves. How much are you going to offer for them?
Well,
I-
I'm going to cover up the mic and just kind of goes, remember, we can just blow them away at any point in time we want,
Yeah.
so just...
How about we offer their lives?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna say, I know, I got this.
Every time someone say that, it doesn't
So-
go well.
And so I'm gonna move them off the microphone and say, so that shot that we took to your engine core, that's a really precision piece of work, isn't it? To be able to hit that, knock it off so completely, and yet not hit your reactors at all.
Okay, you can roll
Totally.
your influence again.
Totally intentional.
Okay, I really wanted them to fight, but that's a pretty big number. So instead, there's a moment of silence, and then you hear like a scuffle ensue, and like people like a fist fight is going on, and then after like a 30 seconds or so, a female voice comes over the line instead, and says that they're prepared to. That she says, "Look, we just want to get out of here with our lives. What are your terms?"
Our terms are that you offload any slaves, anything you've stolen from the ship, and then
If we offload anything we've taken from that ship, our ship won't even fly anymore. It won't be space-worthy.
fine, anything that you've taken off this time.
Anything that's not integrated into your ship.
And anything that's not required for you to get out of here and never let us see you again.
Could we get? We probably want their data too.
Oh, and your computer core and your computer data. That would be very interesting. We'd like to, see where you are. Maybe write a book.
Okay, so she says all of their cargo and a copy of their data in exchange for safe passage out of the system.
Don't forget the slaves.
like
And
letting them
any-
take their ship out of the system.
They probably
any
include
slaves you
slaves in
have
the
aboard.
cargo.
Any slaves they have aboard, so not just the slaves they're intending to sell, but also like slaves that were doing things on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. She says that they'll keep those terms.
Well, we're going to hold you to them then.
So who wants to try and dock with a spinning craft?
Wait, yeah. Do we have a tractor beam or something we could wheel them in?
Nope. Well, someone roll the gather information, I guess. See if if you have a tractor beam.
Okay, I
You know
guess
what?
that's down to the...
Actually, do you know who we should have roll for that, by the way? Our scientist.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
So that's interface.
Yes. Since there's no just like luck roll.
There would be if we were playing Pathfinder.
So should I roll then? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Interface, please.
I could upgrade that.
Is it 9?
No data points. Oh,
I
unless
do have a thing for space data point, whatever
And
that
I
is.
do have... I
It's
can
probably
get
not for
involved
this.
with my interface since I am sitting at like the control console with the security systems and all that.
No, I don't have any applicable data points.
I could
Wait,
get
I have a
involved.
data point for something like... Oh, shoot. Where'd I write it down?
Can you get
For
involved in the
ship
gather
systems.
information?
I have an internal ship data point. Would that work?
Can you get involved and gather information?
I don't think you can spend data points for other people. I'm afraid.
Okay.
No, you can't do
Yeah.
that, but you might be able to get involved.
Maybe look up gather information because I imagine it would
Or
explicitly say
assessment.
if you couldn't.
Well,
Yeah, and what's
well,
the
I was gonna
captain?
say-
I should know about the ship a lot if there was a tractor beam.
Well, it's also checking to see like if the tractor beam works.
I mean, get
Or-
involved just says you
ju-
involve yourself in a move. It doesn't.
Yeah, just so you know, the main reason I was saying our scientist is because he gets a data point as long as it's a partial.
Oh.
Does he?
Yeah,
You have that ability.
Or was that just about societies?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
about
that's
society, I
for
believe.
societies.
Ah, okay, never mind.
Although anytime he gets data points, other people get data points. That applies to anything, if I remember right.
Yeah, as long as they're with them when they get the data point.
Yeah.
Well, if someone wants to get involved, they can. Otherwise, it'll be a partial success.
Okay, I will get
Okay, I'll
involved then.
help. Oh wait, you have a +2 on interface, probably. Yeah, I'll let you handle it. Also a partial.
Also a partial success, so that upgrades it, but I don't know what sort of consequences you would suffer for
How about
this.
in
You're
the
just
process
sitting in a
of-
console.
Helping him search for it. I accidentally short out some of the systems, and so the sensors are now kind of not.
His login
Don't
gets
mess with our
temporarily-
sensors. Oh gosh. Okay.
Hey, his login gets temporarily revoked for too many access
Can't use the
attempts.
computer anymore. Oh.
I was about to say
You get booted you get booted from the computer for 24 hours. Somehow.
24 hours isn't too bad considering we're probably going to take a few days skip here.
shh.
And you find that the ship does have something like a tractor beam on it. It can't pull in a ship that's actively resisting. It was mainly used to help assemble the Proteus and also to like bring in cargo and stuff. So it can't fight engines, but it does have one.
Well,
So
we
we
can
can
at least
just-
slow the spinning down.
Yeah,
a little.
can we at least like stop it from spinning?
Yeah,
You could.
let's do that.
Can we pull it in after it stops spinning?
Wait,
Because
hold
it
on. Does
doesn't
this
have
mean we
engines to
also all
resist?
get a data point?
Anyone who's in the control room gets a data point.
I think
Anyone
I'm
who's
in
on the
control
bridge.
room, so
Were
okay,
were
cool.
we on the bridge when we were doing the radio communications?
That would make the most sense.
Okay.
Wait,
So I
what kind of data point is this, or just generic?
This is well, there's no such thing as a generic data point. This data point is about your ship specifically. So anything about the Proteus.
Okay, Proteus data point. Okay.
So weren't we all on the bridge at that point?
Maybe, I don't know. You tell me. If
I
any
mean,
of you if any of you says you're on the bridge,
Are you
you're on the
asking
bridge.
if I was?
You definitely were because you were doing the scan,
Yeah, and I was because I was talking to them.
and we were talking to Larsis, who was talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, so
So we
based
were all
on
on the
that-
bridge.
Yay. So here's the better question. We can stop it from spinning. Since the ship doesn't have engines to resist, can we pull it into the other bay?
As long as they don't turn on their engines. If they do, they could go spinning out of control and outside your range.
I'd rather not
Uh,
connect them to the Proteus.
Well, here's the other thing:
Oh,
is
no,
I'm
no.
not too keen on flying out the shuttle to pick up all their shit.
yeah, that's
No,
what I
you
was
would-
going to say. Is we pull them into the other bay where the other frigate used to be.
Well, we could
offload
pull it. We
everything.
could pull it into the bay that they used to be.
They weren't in a bay, remember?
Oh well,
Mhm.
yeah, they were docked.
Docked with like a missing bulkhead.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. We pull them into the other bay, do our exchange, and then they can limp home.
Sounds good.
We'll have to be ready to greet them so they don't just jump out and start
Yeah,
the ship again.
I'd have to go and greet them with
With the
where's the
drones,
most metal?
I say
Uh,
we have drones. We can just kind of say hi.
Yeah, we'll just have drones and just say hi.
Have drones.
Thank you for
have-
agreeing to this exchange. You will be on your way shortly.
Are we going to
Well,
help them
shall we go
repair
play?
their ship to get them out
Should-
faster,
That's
or
not part of the
No.
deal.
Nope, that's not part of the deal. We should hail them to let them know what we're about to do, though.
Also, would this count as being pushing some of the system to the limit since we are technically using?
No,
Okay.
no. No. If they were
I'm gonna
trying to
hail
get
them.
away and you like rolled to keep them, it would be, but
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
they don't
gonna hail them
resist.
again. I'm gonna hail them again and let them know
Oh.
what the plan is.
Okay. They respond that they're ready to be boarded.
Cool. So do we do that, Captain?
So
Yeah,
someone has to roll
let's,
interface, presumably, to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To do what? To dock with them?
Yeah, let's dock with them. Let's have our drones
someone
ready.
has to roll for that.
Interface or metal?
I guess I'll roll interface.
Yeah, someone else
Yeah,
do it.
interface, not metal.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay,
Oh,
you
sweet.
dock them.
Okay.
You know.
They are
Alright.
as docked can be.
Cool. I guess that means that we should head down and do the exchange.
Mm-hmm.
The exchange of
All right,
them-
for
them-
their
the
stuff
sake of
for
for the sake of brevity, no one on the ship resists. They unload another 10 slaves along with everything you asked for, like a bunch of salvage stuff from your ship. No one tries to fight or get away. Although they do ask that once they learn that you've captured more of their pirate buddies who are on the Proteus, they ask that they be allowed to take them when they leave.
if we're gonna let any of them go, we might as well let all of them go.
Yeah, I'm agreeing to that. Like, unless anyone has any objections, because that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, it would simplify a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about slaves sneaking off to kill them.
And if anything else, karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So again, for the sake of brevity, it's going to take them a full. They ask to be allowed to remain docked for a full day as while they get their ship reconfigured so that they can fly with just one engine. And after they do that, they eventually take off. So they're gone now.
Now, would you say that
Okay.
was a passenger reaching a destination?
I don't think so. I don't think the slave's destination was this ship. I think it was wherever New Equestria is.
Could we have started the nanophage manufacturing? in that
Yes.
You can start Faith making individual doses. Remember, I said it would take several days to repair your
repair it. Okay.
manufacturing.
day? Okay.
Mhm.
So if someone wants to do that, you can have anyone who is going to be helping with that for the next several days go in there and start fixing that biz.
I suppose that'll be me and Rocket primarily.
Ooh, fixing
Well,
stuff again.
Although
Make your-
I'll need to take. Well, we'll see.
I guess that
Make your
wouldn't
roll,
actually
then.
involve any chemistry.
It could, if you want to.
Ooh.
How do you never get any successes?
I don't know.
I'll get involved. So I've
Running
done
joke.
the math.
Running joke.
There's a 41%. There's like a 42% chance of success with a +2 roll.
All right, well, get involved then.
Yeah, I'll get involved if I can find my way back to roll 20. There we go. Expertise. Fell.
Oh.
Oh
Right,
my
how about I
goodness.
help
Wait,
with
wait,
my-
wait. I have a data point on the Proteus.
So you can upgrade that to a partial.
Yeah, it's better than a fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a fail reduce the level of their result,
I don't.
or does it just not help?
Let me
I
look
think it
up. I
just
think
not
it does actually
helps.
cause extra problems. It definitely causes extra
Does
problems.
it cause extra problems for them or just for the person who got the fail?
Okay. Get involved. When you involve yourself with an ally's move, roll 1 plus the appropriate stat. If you get a 10 plus, you get you can choose one. 7 through 9, you get incurred cost. I think if it's not below a 7, you just outright fail with all of it what that implies.
I think it's
So-
up to GM's discretion.
Okay. So do you spend the data point?
I'll spend the data point. Partial success.
Okay. So that upgrades it to a complete success. So let's see. Although there's been some consequences as a result of your partial success, I'll say while you were heavily invested in the repair process, you were not available for a medical emergency that happened at the same time, and one of the slaves passed away before you could arrive. but the repairs are completed successfully after 2 days of work. The pirates are gone.
Has it been enough days for people's injuries to heal?
Yes.
Major injuries take a few days to heal naturally.
Yeah, we'll say it is. You've been in good, clean conditions this whole time.
And second question, how are we handling natural healing for me?
You don't ever.
Okay.
Any fully cybernetic people do not have any natural healing.
Then I would like to roll to repair my major injury.
All right. Like, you complain, but Joseph has to deal with that every day. That's his life.
Yay!
Okay,
I'm
you
much
fix
better at
it.
medical rolls, even though it's entirely luck.
So does that mean my major one just goes away, or what?
Yeah, it heals.
It heals
'Cause
after
it's
a
been
few days.
Yay!
I mean, if you'd rather it be healed sooner, I could roll for you too.
Nah, you were busy fixing stuff. Who's a cappuccino machine?
All right, who's going next? Or what happens next? So it's been a few days.
So we've repaired the
Let's
manufacturing.
see, what else is on my to-do
Let's
list?
see.
Probably still need to contact Freeport.
Yeah, shoot, we need to contact Freeport and, well, so we have nanophage coming down the pipeline, right? We got everything
Eventually.
fixed?
Coming down.
Eventually.
Yeah.
We can start on that now.
It'll
Okay,
take 24 hours to give you a batch of 100.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
the
that's
people
That's
will run that.
much reduced manufacturing capacity right now, but
That's for
20
100 people.
Mhm.
yes, that is 100 people.
How many people need it in Freeport?
Thousands.
No.
Freeport has a population of about 10,000.
And we have 50 slaves.
You have 50 slaves.
Those will be our priority one. just
Yeah, I
as
say we
they're-
give it all the slaves first, and then we start selling.
How many of the slaves have nanophage?
I think he said that,
All of
at
them?
least what I remember Mark saying, that they stopped reviving Iron Tower citizens because they're harder to keep control. So I imagine that a vast majority of the slaves are.
Yeah,
organics.
every one of them who isn't a Pone has nanophage.
Oh, so the Pones don't actually have nanophage.
Most do not. In Freeport, some do. Here, they don't.
And of our 50, how many of them are ponies?
We'll say 20.
A lot of humans.
So 30 need nanophage.
Humans are hardier. The Earth Pones aren't getting their Earth Pone strength in a space station.
Not to mention that humans did design. Probably a lot of this technology is human, at least not design. But
Yeah.
you know, the humans came from a technological society for that's been generations going. Equestria got all this technology within the last generation.
My character is going to
Yeah.
be curious about this nanophage now and wonder what's up with it and why it's a good thing.
Well, you ask someone.
Because it
Yeah.
lets us not die within the first century and helps us heal.
Well, Pones live longer than a century in this world.
Well, yeah, but
just
I'm
so
a
we're-
human. Human's lifespan is
yeah.
out around just over
Yeah.
a century.
Food for thought.
Well, what else do you guys do? It's been 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is about the part where I have to go down to the try to establish some kind of government or
Or-
something. Get
Or you could just
loyalty.
kind of, contact that whole guy who's like, "What the hell are you doing up there?" See how he reacts to that. Oh, by the way,
The air traffic control?
yeah.
Hey, we took care of the pirates for you.
The thing is, we've been doing.
Where's the flight permit?
You know what the thing is that we've been maintaining radio silence for days now. They're probably shitting their pants down there.
Good point. Okay,
Tubular
so this
Bell's
is
going to start his own pirate radio station from the ship.
Yeah,
Wait, they're waiting for us to come back?
And it only plays remixes of Pirates of the Caribbean songs. That's what makes it
No,
really a
and-
pirate
and-
radio station.
And Ailstorm, can't forget that. Yeah, you're listening to 106.3 KSMS, Music of the Cosmos.
So it was broadcast west of the Mississippi.
Well, we're in space, we're pretty far
like-
west.
Very,
okay.
very far. West.
So here's my current plan for what's going on with the local warlord gone. there'll now be a power vacuum, and so we need to visit their leaders and make sure there's a form of government established, and possibly obtain their loyalty by giving them, I don't know, 70 vials of nanophage, whatever we have left after the humans
Yay.
here have
50.
to fill.
Oh,
50?
70, you have 70.
Yeah.
Right, because they're not all humans.
Mhm.
Yay, bribery.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, I think that's what we'll get the government working. Don't supply them with military power unless absolutely necessary. Just focus on trading on health, food supply improvements, and the like. Yeah, so more long-term stuff. Cure nanophage for everyone. Fix any cybernetics that need help, and start manufacturing robots or drones of any kind so we could replace their reliance on slaves and then abolish slavery.
Well, do you want nanophage or do you want? Because
Yeah, let's start with nanophage first. During this initial
No,
period.
he's talking about making promises.
Yeah, this is like my 6-month plan.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and I wrote
Yeah,
this all out in the tabletop group like a week ago. So, yeah. I think I'll
So
to-do
Artemis
list.
asks if that means that you're not going to go back for Equestria.
I'd like to.
And then it'd been destroyed, like.
I think.
Well,
Well,
She doesn't think that it would be destroyed. She knows that you're an organic and you wouldn't understand, but she's not. She's been around a long time, and she's seen many years, and she doesn't think that it would just give up.
How long would it take to get to Equestria
I
from
thought
here?
that this was a brand new Omnicron core.
This isn't.
No,
this is
it's
Artemis.
Artemis.
This is Artemis, not Faith.
Oh, okay. Be right back. I need to whiz.
Mhm.
Artemis and fair.
So, wait. What was the question?
How long would it take to get to Equestria from here?
Let's see. In subjective time aboard the ship, about 2 years. In absolute time, about 600.
So we'll put that on the long-term goals.
Well, it can be a long-term goal. Keep in mind, if that's your long-term, abandoning your mission.
Yeah.
Like you can only accomplish one of these goals.
All right,
If
we
you-
can either save Equestria or become Equestria.
Yep.
I think we should probably become Equestria, to be honest. But I'm willing to hear any arguments.
Yeah,
from
we can
Artemis.
establish
Sounds
a
easier.
stable
Yeah.
Equestria, and then when Flurry Heart is ready, she can lead some sort of.
Let's take back our country, planet.
Although that wasn't really the plan.
No, the plan was to be so far away that Equestria would never be able to reach you, or vice
The
versa.
plan was to get rid of the connection to Equestria,
Mhm.
Yes.
And have a backup.
prevent
in
Wait,
place.
which we
very
could still do at this point, right?
Yeah, we could. We just need to.
Yep. Because you have not you have not crossed the void between galactic arms. So if the highway ends when you do, then
I'm back.
all right.
But
If
could-
it does, you could still complete your mission and terminate contact with Equestria.
Could we terminate contact with Equestria and then keep going?
What do you mean?
You could destroy the highway now and then make a new one, or fly a ways, then destroy the highway and then make a new highway and hope that no one can is close enough to reach where the new highway starts. Because you can only you only have the crazy faster than light drone that can do it. You only have one of them. And it has exotic matter with a capital E in it to do this, that actively neutralizes E0 or whatever the highway's made of.
One thing I will say is that it sounds like a civilization has propped up in our wake. To destroy that
Yes.
that high-speed lightweight would essentially be dooming it to some extent.
Wait, it wouldn't destroy the whole highway. It would just destroy a part of it, right?
It would destroy the entire highway laid by your ship.
Ugh.
So,
That's a fairly
But you
major
were
artery.
saying
like you essentially set out a 10-lane like freeway straight out from Equestria to here. Like the Proteus lays a bridge so thick that even these primitive pirate ships can use it. That would be destroyed. If anyone else has built other like I don't know, like public access roads off of this highway, those would all be fine.
I do
But
recall you mentioning that there were branches now, but
Yes, there are branches now. There are quite a few, in fact. Those would be fine, but anything that uses the main highway as a junction will no longer be able to do so.
it would be like the age of what's it, like Darkness and Warhammer, when the warp stopped working. But I think the first thing we need to focus on getting out of this exotic matter field.
Yeah.
And at this point, it sounds like we are going to need the help of the Freeport, just if nothing else, just so we can trade for the materials.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I guess we need to make a visit to leaders down below.
All right, who goes?
I guess I'll have to go. I'm the captain.
Are you taking a shuttle? Are you taking your freighter or frigate? What are you taking down there?
Let's take a shuttle. Wait, which is faster?
They're both.
The frigate is significantly faster and has weapons and defenses. The shuttle does not have any.
And
of those.
additionally, it does make a bigger statement when we land.
Oh, yeah, that's a very big point. But
Yeah, I was
do
about
we
to
want to
bring that
know?
up.
Let the common people know what's going on.
We could probably see us fighting the pirates from the surface.
Wait, really?
If it's in orbit, yeah. Do you see how?
Yeah, they saw a frigate fighting the pirates and cutting it in half.
Yeah. Again, they've probably been trying to hail us on the radio. We've maintained radio silence for days. They're probably shitting themselves and wondering if they're about to be.
Wait, have they contacted us, Starscribe? Or tried to?
They.
I'm gonna check the.
You
comm
have not
systems for
looked.
this.
You check the
Okay.
comm systems and find they have.
Oh, okay.
Have 37 new messages.
Message one.
Okay.
However, because it's an ultra primitive communication system, it's not actually wired into the comms. It's like a sensor, it's like some sort of ghetto subroutine that's been written to use one of the sensors, and so it didn't alert you the way like an ordinary hailing signal from a real ship, from what you consider a real ship would have done.
I'm gonna create a subroutine to ping us that we do receive messages this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
so
well, I'm gonna take the
they
big
have
old
been
frigate
sending you
down.
messages.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they text, audio? What are they?
They have audio. They're audio video. They're audio visual.
Message 1. Ah!
Though they haven't been leaving messages. Just the
They tried to call us.
Yeah, they
There's no
tried to
text
call you.
messages.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have an inbox.
Captain, should we set one of those up first of all? And also, should we message them and let them know why we're coming down with a large, heavily armed frigate?
Yes. Let's go ahead and message them. Let's see if we can patch in through now.
Okay, you message and someone said you get someone that they say Freeport Colonial Control.
Freeport
just
Colonial
get-
Control.
You
What?
just get like the traffic. You get the control tower. So
All right.
I was gonna say, should I handle this or should the captain?
I can handle it. Okay.
Cool.
Freeport Control. This is Captain Charcoal of the Proteus. Could you patch me in through any current leadership, any your highest command I can speak to? This is of urgent matters.
she says, Captain Charcoal, where are you? What is the Proteus? Where are you calling from?
The Proteus is that big giant ship in the sky that orbits this
One that
planet.
we're not supposed to be on according to their laws.
Hey, it's our ship.
It was
Right.
their ship.
Okay. So you say that, and she says, "What? How are you getting a laser line this far?"
that's something I'd like to discuss with your superior, or as superior as you can possibly get. This is
Freeport doesn't have a chain of command. This isn't a military.
Do you have a boss?
We have. I'm employed by. Let's see where. Hold on, let me open my notes here. I'm employed by the Hudson family. The city is run by 3 different families. Each of us sort of deal with different aspects of city life. I could have them. I could make a request that they call a family council together, but I'd be putting my neck out for you if it wasn't that important.
Captain,
this is
never
of the
work
utmost
again.
importance.
Captain,
So
I got this, Captain.
Okay, if you want to handle it.
So, do you remember the space battle you guys saw above you a few days ago?
She says,
Do you really want to tell him
we
this?
did see the jackals killing each other.
Yeah, you
About
didn't
that.
though.
Let's
sorry?
tell the higher ups. Don't tell this person. Not just yet.
Yeah, you didn't though, and that's what we'd like to discuss.
All right, I guess
Okay.
I can pass the message along. Should I?
Yeah,
I
pass the message
don't.
along.
I don't have a landing pad large enough for a ship.
I thought you said
Oh,
that
you
they
don't?
did.
I thought they had
You're,
docks for larger
you're
ships.
calling from the Proteus.
Oh no, not
Oh,
that
no.
we're going to be coming back to get
Oh,
that
we'll use a
smaller
smaller
ship.
ship.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We have a smaller ship.
Yes.
But
Yes, we'd like to land our space
Well,
station on your.
Your space station is larger than Freeport. Like,
Yeah.
If we did that, I would have to paint like a giant, angry, grimacing face on it, like in Zelda.
Hi, we'd like to land our city on your smaller city.
You want to make it look like the moon? Or
And then Atlantis comes
Yeah,
down
do they
next to us
consider it
just
like a
to
moon,
show
or-
off.
Okay.
Makes
Well,
sense.
yeah. See if you can get us an
they
audience.
don't
We'll
think
be-
you're a moon. They know it's a station. They have spaceships. They're not idiots.
No, I know that, but I wonder if they like consider it.
Like a satellite? Yeah, they consider it. They consider it religious. It's like a sacred place.
And then they recognize that it's man-made.
It's a temple.
a part of
Yes.
the sky that's always been there, you mean?
Okay. Well, if you can
Okay,
get that
so they-
meeting arranged, even if not, we'll be arriving shortly, and try to get into contact with them.
Sure, but you'll still have to pay the docking fees.
We understand.
Is it the same docking fees it was for the shuttle?
No, it's 5 times as much if you arrive in the other ship because it's
Ouch.
much larger than a shuttle.
Well, that shouldn't be too
In
hard
other
for us.
words, we should go mining again before we actually land.
I was gonna say,
Or
is
you
that-
could just bring.
We
nanophage.
have 60.
Yeah.
We have 70 vials of nanophage. Let's sell 10 and then give the other 60 to the families.
hell, that could
I
be
was
our
gonna say, that's
entrance
the-
fees. Just giving
Don't give them to the families. The families probably already have them.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I was
do.
about
But
to say-
we need, okay, this is the
We'll sell
dictator's
two.
handbook right here. We need to get the keys of power from the current people that are in charge because they need to be in charge of the government. For
Actually, what I was going to say
next
is we'll
short
sell
while.
10 of them and just buy the spaceport.
Yeah, I was about to say
I don't
that.
think it's worth quite that much.
I was about to say that we do have some. The navigation we do have is incredibly valuable. We are going to flood the market, but just don't tell them that.
Well, I kind of do. I kind of want to get their details. Like this, a lot of things are about to change as we equip everyone. Just an absurd amount of, yeah.
Right, yeah. The nanophage should be able to pay our parking fee and then some.
Wait,
Yeah.
I just realized, are we about to become drug dealers because we're distributing something that causes people to develop a dependency?
This
But
kills
only the
them if they
people
don't
who
have it.
already have it.
It's like their drug dependency is on water. Like, I'm sorry, you're addicted to dihydrogen monoxide. 3 days without it and you die. So that's basically what the nanophage is.
It's like
It's
a
that
Mortan Joe in
Yes, we're
Mad Max. I thought to say
we're
Bat
selling
Max.
air.
We're selling
Okay,
peace
so-
of mind.
I would like to submit that we don't sell it at too high a price because these people actually need help and we shouldn't hold it back from them.
Yeah, but the
I
thing,
know. For the next several days or so, because we're going to manufacture. Wait, it's only. We can only manufacture 100 nanophage a day.
For 10,000 people, that would be 100 days. I think they can hold out long enough. However,
Well, it's also the main thing is that's how it's sort of like it takes time to. You can parallelize a lot of the manufacturing, but from start to finish, it takes a full day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say is that the one thing we can do is that we are going to flood the market, and we can just say give them some of the nanophage for the immediate families as a sign of our goodwill or something like that. Just say,
Mm-hmm.
we can keep it coming, but first of all, first thing off, you let us park for free, jackasses. That would be my first item on the docket.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we can say, now you guys realize that we can have a working relationship here, but you're going to have to meet us halfway here.
Mm-hmm.
And because, again, we can make enough doses for all 10,000 people in that city in 100 days, which is more than enough time that we might lose a few people, but given that they're going from none to potentially infinite, that's still a good amount.
Ideally, how hard would it be to construct a manufactory of nanophage on the planet below?
It would probably take you about because they're essentially starting at zero, so you can't really work with you would have to build the entire thing aboard. To get something that could manufacture it in a large scale, it'd probably take you about a month from like the initial engineering to eventually building this place.
Right.
Okay.
And so again, we should probably
and really good roles or clever ideas could potentially do as much as cut the time in half.
Right.
Okay.
And so we also have to realize that by giving any one family the manufactory, we would be giving them the control of the city.
I'd rather not. I'd ideally set up a democratic system, but it's.
But yeah, as I say, we're going to have to play ball with the families because they are the most powerful organizations in the system. And we also got to realize that we're going to have to at least rely on some of the local labor.
Yeah.
Captain, there's a term that I was reading about one time, which was called a 10-step plan.
Oh. Do
7-year
tell.
plan.
No, I'm just saying that it's a plan that has multiple parts. Maybe instead of trying to do overnight changes, you should implement one of those.
Yeah, start small-ish.
Let's not start so small that people die.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But here's the thing: is that even if we were to throw down with all 10,000 doses on the planet, we still got to distribute it, which I imagine that is going to be a little hard. Considering these families are probably going to want to resell it at a major profit.
Well, if they want it early, yeah, they can resell it at a major profit. But if they can wait 100 days,
Oh, no, they're going to try to resell it as much as they can, because they realize that.
Again, 100 days was just if you it takes 1 day to get one dose from start to finish. You could parallel if you got several people. Yeah, well, a single. It doesn't matter. Like 100 doses is the most you can fit in your manufactories at their reduced capacity at any one time, because only certain machines are capable of making stuff that's that advanced. But what I mean is, like, you could potentially, like, there are different stages of production. You could manufacture as much as 5 doses simultaneously at different stages. So if you had people working there all the time, you could, in 5 days, you could make, like, instead of making 100 each day, you could make like 50 each day, assuming you had, or sorry, not 50, 500 each day.
Okay.
Assuming you had crew there around the clock to sort of like keep rotating through the different stages of manufacturing.
Basically, auto assembly line it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The colonists were supposed to be able to set up a viable colony.
Yeah.
And
can we ask the
this kind of
colonists?
manufacturing is something that would be necessary to do that. Do any of them have the skills to do that?
They do, although you're going to have to try to convince them, because a lot of them are psychologically damaged after what they've suffered, and they just want to, like, they're not really ready to go to duty. So you're going to need to convince some
I'll
of
give
them.
them a rising speech, just like, okay, ideally the happiest thing I wish I could do was put as many ponies in storage as possible, but that's something we can't do currently. It would use up too much resources, but we could really use your help. There's 10,000 ponies down below that are pony/people that need this nanophage, and we need as many ponies that people that can help as possible. And I kind of just give this rousing speech.
Well, roll. Let's see how rousing it was.
All right.
Help us help you, help us all.
Helpers helping.
Not
out.
very is the answer to that.
All right. How many data points do you have? Because I remember you would have at least 2 of those.
I have 2. One
But
for internal
are any of them
shift
about the slaves?
and Proteus.
One of them is. I gave it
It's
to him.
Freeport in society.
Oh, really?
You're not trying to convince Freeport. You're trying to convince the slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the data point about the Proteus itself, but I don't think it's.
let me
a
try
proper
Well,
idea.
you could spend the point about the Proteus if you want to be like, well, we found this really nice place for you to live while we were searching, and if you live there, you get to work for. If you work for us, you can live there or something.
Yeah, but we need
You
to
might
get
be
at
able to
least,
spend your
2
Proteus
of them
point.
to get it up to a partial success because it's just a +1.
Yeah, because I can't help him on that, can I?
I mean, maybe you could, but he's. It would take 2 data points if you had data points.
Yeah, and I don't think I can't help you with the influence roll because I am -1.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can't help with the influence roll because he's giving the speech, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could give another speech. I don't know if it really makes sense to help someone give a speech, though.
I guess they could come in later and goes, look, guys, you could make a different argument saying, I know you guys are tired and you just want to go curl up and die, but if we,
I guess I'll let you do it.
Well, let's try. I've given you
Oh.
worse.
What?
Oh.
They are just not having it. They not only are they not having it, they get a little offended and sort of like blown away that you would expect so much of them only 2 days after they've been freed from slavery. So you're gonna have to wait at least a week to try to get them to do anything at this point.
Well, damn.
You guys.
Yeah, they're just
Well,
not having it.
Well,
I mean,
it was worth a
it
shot.
was 1 and 1. Like,
Wow. I
I
rolled a
called-
3 and Tubular rolled a 2. That's pretty bad.
If I could press my
Yep.
button down and clap at the same time, I would, but I can't.
Hey, this is actually our version of the Omicron core interface.
Oh, yeah. Running joke.
I'm bad at
Running
talking
joke.
to people that have gone through psychological.
Oh, man, I reminded him.
Look, you gotta suck it up. You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
That's terrible.
I'm just gonna assume he sounded like Zap Brannigan trying to tell something to the.
Well, can
Bunch
we
of
do
slaves.
psychological help for them? Can Faith run like a psychological subroutine? Be like, hey, can you help these ponies with?
I mean, she can work on talking to them, but they're still not going to be ready for anything for a week at this
Yeah,
point.
They're probably.
Yeah, can we hire a therapist or something? Is there a therapist AI that could help some of these?
1 kilogram of gold a day.
Is there a therapist in cold storage?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Can we rouse a few of them?
You only have a few,
Oh,
because you started with an initial population of 50,000, so there's maybe there were 5 therapists in there, and one of them is missing, and so there's 4 left.
let's rouse 2.
No, let's rouse one.
Or, you know what,
One.
maybe you could just wait a week and just kind of tell the Freeport guys, we have 100 doses a day. We can work with that, I feel.
No. The point isn't waiting a week on talking with them again. The point is we should get a therapist for them.
Yeah,
now,
they really do need a
regardless of
therapist for the crap they've gone through. I would say 2, just so the therapists can give each other therapy, because yeah. This is,
I
this is
mean,
deep,
I'm a
heavy
little
stuff.
bit wary of reviving more people, but you're the captain.
Okay. Any other objections?
My only objection is, like I said, 1 because the crew's so small, but okay.
Yeah, here's another thing: is food. That's something we need. All our foods are
Oh,
gone.
We can trade. I was gonna say we have enough of the nanophage to be able to trade for that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to trade.
You could
Yeah.
trade for that, and the ship was set up to be able to sustain. It has what would you call those? Hydroponics things set up
Yeah.
in order to feed slightly over the needs of the skeleton crew. So it had hydroponics set up to feed 10 people, and the pirates ate it all. But I mean, you could set it up again, but currently the facilities are only meant to keep 10 people awake at most. Because when you arrived, you would plant farms on your planet. You wouldn't have grown them on board.
Right. So yeah,
So-
we definitely need
So-
to trade for food.
So the idea would be trade in the short term, do that in the long term.
Yeah, and I mean, you'd have to get rid of all the people who are awake, or set up more hydroponics because it can only feed 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay,
Well-
so yeah, rouse one therapist
Okay.
to just to work with and tell her or him what happened, and yeah, and ask if she. Oh, dang it!
Do, do
Okay.
they
Once
now
you wake her,
therapy
she's just
for being
awake.
awakened in this situation?
Yeah.
The therapist's name is Carl Sandoval, and he is he looks around at the ship, and he's just like pretty much he's terrified and baffled to see that the ship is in such bad shape. And you just say so what do you say to him? Like, hey, congratulations, you get to give therapy to lifetime slaves who were just regular civilians back in Equestria. Have
No,
fun with
I know.
that.
No. We need to
I
establish
don't-
tradition here. I have an idea what to say to him. Everything's fucked. You need to help us.
No, stop it! Stop it! Okay,
It's our
I'll-
tradition
I'll
on the
Wake
ship.
everyone up like that,
Carl
Archie.
Sandoval, I regret to inform you that our mission is currently not on track, but we're trying to fix it. And I know you can. I know you have the skills available to help those in high need, and there is a very high need right now. A lot of these colonists have actually been slaves for the past their entire lives, and it has been a very awful situation for a long time. Is that something you think you could help with?
He says, sure, but why exactly were they slaves? Weren't we supposed to find a paradise?
At
This
this
is going to be a
point,
long story. Can I
At this point,
have?
I tell him that Faith can fill him in on everything.
Yeah, let's start making pamphlets. Like, this is what's happened.
So if you're
let's
waking
hand
up
him,
on a ship that's partially disassembled and people yelling at you that everything's fucked.
let's hand him a tablet that has like, all
Major
of the
points in the
necessary,
last 500,000 years.
Yeah, just so that we don't have to sit here and explain it all to him.
Yeah,
But by the way, out of character, I say, "Hey, Carl, remember when we used to work at Microsoft?"
I don't get it.
I used to work with someone named Carl Sandoval at Microsoft. So
Really?
What? I
Yeah.
just picked the first name from my random name generator.
That is.
I know. Yeah.
That is surprising.
wow.
Maybe it's the same guy. Who knows? Nanophage for a long time.
Well, let me know if you get a Pat Gallagher on there too. So.
Okay, well, I just go down the list, so. All right. So he says that he'll do his best, and he'll like go over to where the slaves are living and start working with them, try to help them out.
I appreciate that, Carl. Thank you.
Although he warns you that oftentimes the psychological damage from something like that is permanent. That I might be able to get them functional again, but I may not be able to. It may not be very fast, and they may not recover some of their abilities that they had. Some people just they stay hurt forever.
I understand that, and I expect it. They've gone through a lot.
All right, just so long as you understand.
It may be a hopeless cause, but
Well, it's
Give
not
them hope
hopeless.
anyway.
Their lives will be better because of it, but that doesn't mean they'll be the same lives they had before.
of course. Okay, cool. So Carl's helping them. That's good.
Yes.
50 horrified people. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess it's time to go visit a trio of families, I guess.
I'm guessing that we've been at this a few days, right?
Yeah, it's been at least 2 days because that's how long it took to get them in. This is the third day. It'll be at least the fourth day when you get when you arrive on the planet, because then you'll have to have spent at least a day to have anything to give them, because it takes 2 days to repair and then another day to make the nanophage.
Cool. My character has been playing with his workspace on the ship because he wants all the intelligence stuff going.
Okay. Do you mind if I start your calibration roll on the what's it?
Weapons?
I was about to say, yeah, just anything I can, or is it only just one thing that can be
It's
calibrated?
one thing specifically.
Okay, and do I have to?
And it would be tedious if we go through individually and I calibrate this, I calibrate this, I calibrate this. What
Okay.
is it you want to calibrate?
Oh, I was about to say, is that the was it the frigate's piloting system?
Okay,
So,
sure.
would you let me get involved with my own role at a later time?
No,
Okay, then that kind of.
that's not. It's supposed to benefit someone else, not you.
Okay, then yeah. Let me rethink what I was going to recalibrate then, because that actually kind of throws a wrench in that plan.
I mean, having it calibrated so that if in a pinch a friend can pilot the ship out might be useful. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Actually,
it
yeah,
just-
I might
it
do
won't
that just
benefit
in
you.
case, because I get the feeling that if I get taken out, then our crew could be SOL. So I'll calibrate the frigate. Just basically say, here's the quick startup sequence for anyone else who needs it, and how to get back to the Proteus, that sort of thing.
all right.
Okay, let me roll
Roll
metal.
for that.
Wait, no, that would be interface.
Now
okay.
now just so we know, if as I understand this correctly, you've calibrated this, and your character doesn't really know how good an idea, you don't have an idea of how well you've done here.
Yeah.
You set it in and so if this is a failure, the crew you'll think, oh, I succeeded. And
In
then you'll
reality,
tell
I
the
switched
crew,
the
hey, next
keyboard.
time you need a piloting maneuver, press this button, and it'll be a failure, and you'll do whatever.
Yeah, I
it's
accidentally
a
switched it to Dovrak.
Dvorak keyboard.
Okay, but
Ah,
your confidence that you've succeeded is well placed, though you do not know it yet.
Okay, I'll make a note that I have set up the piloting on the frigate.
My cousin accidentally set the keyboard on their phone to QWERTZ.
QWERTZ?
QWERTZ.
What is the difference?
It
It's
just
a-
switches Y and Z.
Oh,
Just those two letters?
I believe so, yes.
What, how? Or why?
Accidentally. Okay. Great. So I guess we're gonna go talk to some families now. And now
All right.
it's day 3 and we have 70 vials of
Well, day 3's over. It's the start of day 4.
okay, day 4.
So you arrive on the planet. I assume everyone comes.
Yeah, at least fly the ship down.
Well, you'll need a medical professional there.
So you have your 70 vials of nanophage. You land on the big docking bay, and basically the entire city is just sort of like dead silent as you exit, and just like there's a huge crowd of people outside the ship. All activity has stopped. People have stopped loading other ships, stopped unloading them, stopped selling things. People are pouring in just to stare at this ship as you exit.
we are,
How
we
many
are,
people did you tell
oh, no.
about this?
no one needed to be told to see it come in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a
this
really
probably
large
the talk of
ship.
the town for the last few days.
Mm-hmm. This should I make a big speech here or something? I kind of just want to keep going.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
bad, no
Let's
speech.
unless they're preventing us from moving, let's just keep going to our destination.
Are we going to bring our cargo with us?
Yes. Wait, how?
Is our cargo easily identifiable?
That depends on you. It would be if you keep them in the standard there are special containers for transporting large amounts of nanophage. If you keep it in that, it will be very identifiable. But you could put that container in a bag and no one would know what was in there.
Yeah, let's put it in a nondescript bag or something. I'm wearing a coat. I could put it in my coat somewhere, or depending on how big it is.
We just have a standard Harmony Initiative duffel.
I don't know. Do we have like a crappy Walmart bag or something?
Well, bag. I'm not going to make you roll for bag. Like you have a starship. If you want a bag, it's in a bag.
Okay, it's in a bag. Okay, let's. All right. Let's
So
keep going
people
our way.
stare, but they don't get in your way. Everyone sort of like gets out of the way, all sort of like submissive, sort of almost bowing as they vacate
just
the
want
way in
someone to
front of you
reach-
guys.
I want someone to reach over their shoulder, hit a button, use your whoop whoop, come from the ship.
Actually, that would probably be me just pressing the lock mechanism on the doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the and the docking people ask for the if you're prepaying or paying when you leave.
We're gonna pay when we leave.
All right, the docking clamps lock onto the bottom of the ship, just like they did with the shuttle. Although the guy doing it looks really nervous as he has him, almost as if like he hopes that he doesn't scratch your paint. Though of course your docking legs aren't painted, but I mean whatever. It's a pretty nice ship.
I mean, okay. So, quick question: should I come with them to the meeting, or should I stay with the ship?
Whatever
I
you
have
prefer.
negative influence, and I don't think I can add much that you guys can't pitch in.
Stay
already.
with the ship.
Yeah, I'll stick with the
Go ahead
ship.
and stay with the ship.
There's nothing else.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine sticking with the ship.
Okay, so you're still on board. Meanwhile, you all arrive at so you go to the nicest part of town around the fountains and clean floors and intricate tile and all of that stuff. It looks pretty nice, sort of like equivalent in technological level to the way that like the more advanced equestrian areas were looking right before you left, where that had seen technology for a little longer. But they still were very primitive compared to Earth. That's kind of how they look. But you go into a young man who's maybe like 20-ish something or looks about that old, wearing all of the people in this fancier area are wearing like sort of palish robes, sort of the style of dress, and you smell cooking meat as you're moving through the area, which might be a little bit unnerving for the Pones, but you just have to deal. There are Pones here, although it looks like as you are eventually led into a large building, sort of like a Spanish style like huge house where that's got an internal courtyard and there's a bunch of buildings on the inside of the compound. You're led into something like that, and you can see members of 3 distinct groups are sort of hanging out. Each of them have differently colored robes, and one of them are all Pones. So there's like unicorns and Pegasi and Earth ponies sort of scattered among maybe about a third of the people in here. Although there are a lot of servants in plainer clothing, and as you come in, one of them approaches with like a plate of like cooked meat and vegetables and offers them to you on your way in.
How do these people look in regards to nanophage?
Healthy. They're all healthy.
Even the servants?
The servants either don't have it or they're healthy too.
Okay.
Although there are a lot of older people among the servants and no older looking people among the families.
Is there a way to scan for if people have nanophage or not?
Yes, you need to put a sensor like physically touching their skin to do that.
Okay.
And then it shines a little IR thing through their skin and it'll beep and then tell you. And you don't need a blood sample,
but
Don't violate personal space, bit.
it's not that important. If it was actually important, I probably would.
All right, can I start the meeting? Like, thank you all 3 of these families.
Yeah. So you eventually they offer all of you food, you get all that business, and eventually you head on down into the town, which is a large conference room on like a single slab of metal that clearly came from your ship, from the Proteus. It's sort of like textured steel kind of stuff, and it's been polished to look really fancy. But it's a triangular table, although it's like sort of oblong looking. It has like a really long base to the triangle where you guys can all hang out, and then at each of the points, representatives from the different families are sort of gathered. There's not enough chairs for all of you, so some of you will have to sit on the floor, but
Or stand.
there's a lot of food on the table, and no one has eaten any of it. So, and a man is at the head of the table. He looks as young as anyone else. Is the kid who led you in. Everyone in here looks young, although his hair has gone gray. which is a sign of someone who's actually very, very old because the nanophage doesn't stop your hair from graying. And so unless you color it, it'll gray eventually. And so he's showing signs. But he says, on behalf of all three of the good families, we welcome you to the city of Freeport. Please tell us your business here. We understand there was some disturbance above. Are you from the Jackals, or are you someone new? Please speak to us.
Someone new. A very big power change
mafia.
changed in the last few days. Oh, how do I begin this? Basically, how good of terms were you with the previous Captain Collis?
Oh, we were good friends. He came and he knew my daughter. He visited frequently for family gatherings.
Oh boy.
Okay.
A quick question: am I able to listen in on this, or am I just twiddling my thumbs?
Well, one of you might, unless you set up a way to listen in on this.
One of the network thingy's still going.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that we had a way to say start the engines, but
unless they deliberately take off the bugs I have on everybody, then.
yeah, okay.
No, they didn't.
All right.
They didn't search you for weapons or anything.
Were you upset at all by the way he was conducting business of buying and selling slaves and that business?
There's a sort of silence in the room, and everyone mutters, looking at each other, and then he eventually says, I understand my place. We don't need to play these games.
Okay.
I am powerless to change. We will obey. There will not be another rebellion.
Okay. Well, just wanted to get a feel for any current problems you have. Currently, Captain Collis is dead. He died about 4 days ago when we took back our ship. My name is actually Captain Charcoal. I am the captain of the Proteus. I am in charge of it, and I just recently woke up and discovered it had been looted for the past 500 years or so. I'm currently putting plans in place to help this colony below and continue our mission. And I suppose there's with Captain Collis gone, there'll be a bit of a power vacuum currently in this city. And I want to make sure.
Someone else, one of the ponies interrupts you and says, "What part of his mission what part of your mission are you continuing exactly? The Proteus is trapped."
Well, I'm going to see what I can do to get the Proteus out of its trap, if I can do anything. Maybe you have more details on the way it has been trapped and the details of the trapped it. I would love to know anything you have on that matter.
They look around. They share some looks between each other, and eventually the other group with the silvery robes. One of them, this one's led by a woman, and she removes her robes, and she's a full cybernetic, and she says, "It has been a long time since we abandoned Captain Cook's mission. Some of us still have the records from those days, but we never dreamed it might be resumed."
Captain Andrews.
My notes here say Mark Cook,
That's
which is
No, that
obviously
was the
wrong.
name of our cybernetic we
yeah.
rescued.
That's cybernetic dude.
Okay, well, let me fix them then, because obviously I did lose my notes from the first session.
Unless there's
so I
something
believe
about
you.
Mark Cook we don't know.
Yeah, Cook was
No, he's not the.
That would be so cool, though.
No, the
Oh,
captain
man.
was an organic human. He wasn't hiding as a homeless man on the streets telling stories.
Remind me to tell you guys later afterwards the tale of my group and the missing child.
Well,
Yeah.
that can be in 15 minutes when the session ends.
Right.
So,
Well,
Andrews is.
Well, actually, there's some vital data that Captain Andrews deleted from their computers.
Yes, he did
Proteus.
not wish to be followed.
What do you mean by he did not wish to be followed? Was there an enemy after him at the time?
Not physically present, no. But
Really?
you must understand, entanglement communication has allowed us it allowed us to remain in contact with Equestria. Though we were not technically permitted such a communications device, we possessed one nonetheless.
All right.
Captain Andrews was afraid of the disaster that befell Equestria. He was afraid it would find us here.
Why didn't you collapse the bridge? If you were so afraid.
We considered it, but only the captain has the authority to give that order, and he did not return.
Where did he go to?
He set off towards Equestria.
Ah, so he's on that second frigate that's missing.
Undoubtedly.
Ah, okay.
Well, he was. He was. No offense to you, but he was an inferior. He was an inferior organic, so he certainly isn't still alive. I don't know. She looks a little confused. Does the nanophage work that long? I don't know.
Possibly. The way with space-time curves, it may have only been a few decades since he left. So.
Does she really know if the nanophage works that long? Haven't they been using the nanophage for... Like, I know she isn't, but hasn't she been able to observe it?
Well, this colony isn't that old. It started much smaller. Also, she may just have not cared.
Yeah.
Like, they're her lessers. Why should she bother?
Yeah, why do you bother?
You were on an equestrian ship?
You asked her that?
I don't know. It's not like I'm much better at personal stuff.
So Captain
It's
Andrews
not like I don't
set off
agree.
towards
What?
Equestria.
What did you say?
Although he wasn't traveling back towards it, or he wasn't trying to reach it. He was searching for something to dislodge us from the ring.
Ah, that's the problem that happened. So on his quest, he went searching for that and then never came back. All right. I don't suppose.
Yes, unfortunately, he took the rest of the Shift 1 crew with him. It's a shame. Some of my friends were in that crew.
That is a shame. I don't suppose you had any friends that were in the Shift 2 crew?
No.
Okay.
No. That Shift crew 2. The second shift was almost entirely organics. There was one doctor, but I never bothered to get to know that one.
Okay. Wait, is that doctor with us right now?
Yes. She's talking about the Shift 2 crew.
Yeah. Okay.
That's us.
Just to let you know,
maybe
we are in fact the Shift 2 crew. So, wondering if you recognize us at all. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Recognize you? It's been a very long time.
It has been a long time.
I do have, unfortunately, we've discovered in recent years that these bodies can only hold so many years of memories. I'd have to get my other memories from my quarters. I could see if memories of you were in there, but I don't believe it's relevant to this meeting.
That should be fine. Okay. All right.
We're here for humanitarian aid.
Yes, we're here for a lot of humanitarian reasons. We have supplies that enable us to manufacture nanophage because
She doesn't care about that. Let's talk to the other two families.
Wait, what?
Even if this is a mercantile family, they might be aware that it's valuable still. But I mean, it's not
eventually like to create a manufactory of nanophage because there is a great need here in Freeport for that. Is there any way you could help us? We can offer you a few vials of nanophage that we've made so far, and we would like your help in getting that set up and also keeping the government here under control now that Captain Collis is no longer in the picture.
So, one of them.
Well, why don't you roll your influence and see how well they take all of that?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, but you do
Partial
have the data
success.
point for the structure. No, that's not enough.
You need 2 data
Nope.
points to get to a full success.
I was to say I have.
She might have.
I was to say we got 2 Freeport Society ones.
We
unless you
got
already used
we
them.
got one on Freeport Society and one on the planet.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was about to say is that the other thing we might have to help us is that if they're really curious, we do have nanophage to show them.
Yeah, like let's just go ahead and open our vials of nanophage just to show them that we have it.
All right. So let's see. So a partial success. So they believe all of that, and the pony says, "You wish to construct a manufactory. How can you possibly? You've discovered this. You've rediscovered the secret to creating it. Then
Yes, well, it never. Yes, I suppose in a way that's what happened. We have certain technology that'll help us construct all manner of things that we need, that you guys need. I really hope that we can improve the technology of this entire port as much as possible.
you realize what will become of Freeport when word gets around of what you've built. It would be the most sought after target in all the systems roundabout. We might have dozens of ships invading to conquer this manufactory once you had built it.
Well, this is good. I told you what I wanted to do to begin with. That way you can let me know about these problems that would arise. Okay, so we would have a lot of ponies, a lot of people after this. That would put a damper on this.
Yes,
this
indeed.
A lot.
Those many people, or actually, he says, not only are many already reliant on the nanophage, but all those who aren't realize that taking it is the fount of eternal youth. Everyone wants it, not only those who have it, but those who don't.
Well, we'll be prioritizing the ones who haven't had it in a while.
Well, these are two separate statements. A manufacturing plant doesn't prioritize anything, it produces an output. What happened?
The long-term stuff isn't really my area. I just want to make sure that this stuff gets to the people who need it.
So they stare at the all of them stare at these 70 vials on the table in front of them, and the old woman says in sort of like a casual, bored voice, are you offering these to us?
For a few, this is an initial offer. We would like our fees waived at the docking bay, and also a lot of food supplies, at least for the short term. And
Define a lot.
Enough to feed about 70 people for the next month or so.
They whisper for the 3 individual people sort of gather at the back of the room, and they whisper for a few moments and then come back to the table and say, "Very well. We accept your offer."
Mm-hmm. And also, well, friendship. This is hopefully going to be bonds that forge for the next while. And also, I need your advice, because if constructing a manufactory would cause all these problems, we would need to figure out a way to do this very discreetly, or I just need your recommendations on what would be the best way to improve the lives of everyone in Freeport without causing too much strife.
All right. Let's see.
Captain,
So the first.
Will we be getting any assurances that this nanophage will go to the people who actually need it?
I think that may be our second trip down. This is just
Yeah,
the first trip.
The old woman, or well, she's not old, but the not old looking, but the woman looks at you across the table. She heard what you just said and says, "You extracted nothing of the kind. The deal is already made. This is ours to use as we will."
Yeah, we'll have to. Nanophage from here on out will they mostly be helping other ponies, but this is just to be on. Just to get to know you and establish good relations.
Well, let's see. The first one you spoke to, the young man says, "Exactly what are your plans for Freeport? Let us dismiss the pleasantries of improving lives and other such political nonsense. What do you want from my city? I know what Captain Collis wanted. He wanted slaves, and he wanted a place where he could sell to customers. What do you want?"
I want to finish my mission and get the Proteus out of its get the Proteus out of this atmosphere and eventually continue. But the way that society has turned out here, no offense, but there's a lot of ponies that have suffered a lot. And if we could improve all of your lives before we left, that would be most ideal. Because this planet could be an Equestria. We have the technology to help it become that, but I can see there's going to be a lot of hindrances and a lot of problems on the way there. And so getting your help, and especially your advice on that road, my desires are to get back on the road, as well as to help those left behind.
Very well. We will take this offering and assume that you are being honest with us for now. However, the jackals promised peace to us initially, and then they started taking children away to serve on their slave ships. So we will reserve judgment until we see more of your actions than a few salvaged vials.
Indeed.
As you may remember, the tower is less than happy with slavers. So you can at least know from me, I will not stand for anything like that.
Well, no. But doctors often stand by and watch.
We'll do as much as we can.
Maybe for the moment.
There's a lot of good we can do, and a lot of priorities to take. And with the technology we have available, we can really help this colony. What, beside we're going to be constructing nanophage, what is the next thing that could really help Freeport? Protection from these possible invaders, or anything else?
They say that that's the most short-term. That's the most important short-term goal.
Protection from the people that we pissed off, maybe.
Especially, yes. One of them said, the pony says, if you really killed Collis, his father will be enraged. It's your responsibility to make sure he understands Freeport had nothing to do with it.
Oh, rest assured, that'll happen. We don't want Freeport involved in this.
And then the old woman says in a sort of casual bored voice, and when he doesn't care, it's your job to prevent him from slaughtering us.
That may change our manufacturing needs. We still really want to make as much nanophage as possible to cure everyone down here, but that may incite another war. So perhaps we need to start making weapons to protect this place and ourselves. Is that the best advice you have to offer?
Well, she says, if you could get she says, I'm not sure the state of the Proteus. I would not set foot upon the sacred temple. And she says it in a mocking sort of way. It's like she's just completely disdainful of this religion. Nevertheless, I am aware of its powerful defenses. even the warlord's flagship, should he bring it here, couldn't possibly stand against it. All you would need to do is make sure its weapons and defensive systems were online.
I suppose that our newest, highest priority mission then is getting the Proteus completely shipshape for a possible war.
Oh, good luck. The pirates have been stripping it for hundreds of years.
Huh.
You'll need hundreds of tons of raw materials.
Quick out of character question: is the Proteus in geosynchronous orbit, or
It's in stationary orbit. It's stuck in the rings. So the planet is rotating around it. And it's
are the rings not orbiting?
the rings are not orbiting.
Oh, it's
They aren't rotating. They are still. I guess in some ways they are still orbiting because the planet is still orbiting a sun.
compared to
So
you,
they-
the planet is,
Sure, but I mean around the planet.
or is the planet rotating underneath the rings? See, this is kind of the problem with talking about it. So,
You need a frame of reference.
and either way, the Proteus is not in geosynchronous orbit with any particular surface on the planet. As far
It's
as
not like hovering over Freeport.
no.
No,
Okay.
it's hovering over nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to, I do have the notes to mathematically define exactly what's moving around what, but it's a little bit beyond the scope of this RP.
I just wanted to see if like, because we can't move the Proteus, so if the Proteus is the defense for Freeport, I was wondering if it was like stationed above Freeport.
Well, I mean, actually, it might make sense for it to be because it was like their colony to build to repair the ships. So maybe they did just fly straight down and build their colony right there.
But if it's not in geosynchronous orbit,
Yeah, so it might sometimes be above Freeport, but not always.
Okay.
Well, it's we want to. So that's we already when it's scheduled to end. So let's wrap this up. They
All right,
agree
thank you
that
for the meeting.
you have docking access for free forever now.
Okay.
And they'll transport the food to your ship, although it's only for one ship at a time.
Okay. All right, and I would like. Do we have communication with you if I'm on the ship and need to get advice or coordinate anything? Would it be possible to communicate with you all?
Sure. You get a number or a frequency or whatever, and they say that someone from one of the families is there at all times. It's sort of like the trifecta is what keeps the peace, and any
Okay.
sort of major dispute goes to them.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, session over.
All right.
Yeah, we'll say that you go back to the ship or go back to your frigate, and we'll call it there.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
All right, I am ending recording.
All right. Same here.